Hello, Fazers.
Yo, yo.
What's up? Yeah, so this is Fazers. Some of you guys might remember him from CPL Season 1 when we did a bunch of casts together when it was really just the two of us mainly going at it for a while there. Anything you want to say in your glorious re-entry back to the Brood War community?
Uh, Glad to be back, and I'm really actually really surprised because until you told me how many people were in season, dude, Brood War scene is growing. I like it.
Yeah, 193 people total signed up.
Yeah,
170,
no, that's amazing.
177 participated in the preseason like ranking tour basically, or like the preseason games, and that is what we're going to be casting today. It's going to be group number 32 from week one, and some of the players that we'll be seeing today are Elmaster, Lazersnipe, who is the organizer and the head administrator of CPL. I figured he deserved to get his games casted. We also have Yogzototh and ash.Baal. So let me.
I have a question. How many groups are there
I think
for
there.
this season?
I think there was like 34 in the first week and then 37 in the second week.
Oh my God,
Yeah, it was pretty serious.
this is more than the OSL.
True, true, true. Let me make sure that Brood War is visible. There we go. Um, and yeah, so this is gonna be game one. It's gonna be Yogzototh against ash.Baal here. And I'm just about ready to get started. How about you?
I'm good. One more question, actually.
Okay.
What's the formatting of the group? Is it round robin or like MSL style?
Round
Like
robin.
winner, winner, loser. Okay, it's round robin. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And I don't think every person in the group participated. I think that there might have been one person who wasn't there. But I think we'll still have enough games to cast today, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
shout outs to Chava in the chat. Hello, Tyriador. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, spawning in the top right position, we have the Teal Zerg, ash.Baal.
On the top left, we have the brown Protoss only star.
Wait, what? I,
Brown Protoss only star.
I think the replay bugged because you're
Oh, what?
you're watching a different replay than what I'm watching. Yeah, I'm gonna rehost.
Uh, the
Y-
fuck?
Yeah, it's no. Do,
Yo, hashtag new patch.
yeah, straight up. Do you remember? Do you remember that one replay I showed you guys with like the screenshot where it, like messed up the entire map
Oh
basically?
my god.
That
Did
was
you
great.
screenshot that?
Yeah, I did. I'll share it later with the chat so they can see what I'm talking about. Because sometimes what
Got
happens
it.
is, the game doesn't apparently know. It like mixes up the replays. It puts one person in one replay, another person in another. Anyway, I got the replay up, the new
Alright.
again, yeah. And give me one moment.
What a way to start.
Yeah, it's
Bring back 1.161, dude.
yeah. None of this happened in 1.16. You're definitely right about that. All right, let's try again. All right, in the top right as the teal Zerg, we have ash.Baal.
Now on the bottom right, we have the yellow Terran Cobalt Blue.
That's correct. All right, right. We're on the same page this time. Okay, great. Um, all right, so first things first. ash.Baal, it looks like he's going to be scouting in the like the opposite direction of what is standard, or maybe he's going to
Yep.
be doing bridge scout. Either way, this is a lot of people like they kind of anticipate where the opponent is going to send their overlord, and sometimes they can do like sneaky stuff like sending their first worker over here to catch the overlord. And this kind of play kind of prevents the opponent from doing so if ash.Baal is doing it on purpose. And
You want
let's
to give me a background of these two players?
I actually don't know these two players in particular all that well. I picked the group largely because of Elmaster and Lazersnipe. I figured some of the community figureheads that we have deserve some exposure of their own in a
Yep,
different
for
way.
sure, for sure.
Maybe so that like next time they make a questionable decision, you can always bring up the fact that they got rocked on
Oh
FS.
yeah, no, dude, this is a common theme in CPL one. I gave my boy L Master some tips back in the.
Absolutely. Thank you for the follow, Lucette. And Lucette, I believe that's Endymion, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken though. Just hopefully I'm not. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. And back to the game real quick. We do see that it's probably going to be a 12 hatch. I'm going to assume, which is very standard.
Yeah, he's going for the hatch.
And meanwhile, the Protoss he went with one depot racks, no gas on the way. It seems like I'm going to assume that probably going to be a Rax FE coming from this.
Yep. Normally not a big deal, but in TBZ you would rather build your barracks closer to the ramp.
Yeah.
Because there's no need for a SimCity due to the lack of threat of Zealot.
Yeah, on top of that, you could the Marines spawn faster so they can block the ramp faster, which is crucial. Yeah, it's crucial.
Every second counts really, versus if they decide to go pull first.
Yeah, and it looks like it was 12 hatch, 11 pool, so very safe. We see a lot of people nowadays, what they do is they go for 12 hatch, 13 pool, kind of anticipating the macro-oriented style play from the Terran. But this is more conservative. It's safer against 8 racks, which is something that's become more popular nowadays as well. So, just,
is very... like a forward 8 racks opening? I mean, I know Flash used to do that back in like early 2010.
Yeah, it's coming back. People still do that. And I mean, CobaltBlu is going to get the first scout off, and as a response, he's going to go for command center before second depot. Oh, actually, no, he did get the second depot, so was playing a little bit safe, but he's still going to get the command center up at an early time. Justin Fish, I have a suspicion I know who you are. No, these players are around 1700 to 1800, maybe even close to 1900 MMR. Are they close to your tier at walling? No, I don't think that anyone can wall as well as Justin can. Let's put it that way.
Shoutouts to Justin.
Yeah, Justin is the legendary BGH waller. He has the most legendary walls you've ever seen. But maybe we'll see something that's comparable here. We see a depot in the natural, which is... I think this is good, right? This is like for walling off Zerglings coming in, maybe?
I do believe that when you're going for Rax FE builds like this, you don't necessarily need a third depot at this time. Usually you can just wait out for the command center to finish, and then that'll get you enough supply. However, he may be playing it on the safer side. He does see 4 lings, anticipating a bust. So it's a good preemptive measure.
And it should be worth noting that he has been keeping his SCV alive this whole time. I mean, this is clearly some of the best players we have in CPL. This is stuff that is pretty difficult for other players to do, maybe like people in the lower ranks, but it's something that everyone should try to do. You get to get so much information by doing this, even if it is gonna die here, but he did count the Zerglings, he saw the third hatchery coming up in the main, he knows that it's all very standard stuff coming out of the
Yeah, normally that's what you want to look out for. Is he making lings or is he droning up?
And behind this, he's going for an engineering bay first before academy. That says that it's +1 5 racks, I believe, which is also very common.
That do people still do that +1 5 racks?
Yep, it's still popular. It has been like sort of no, that was 111. I keep getting it mixed up. 111 was popular for a while, which is like 1 racks, 1 fac, 1 starport, but it got like soft figured out by 2.5 hatch. So I think that might have contributed to the resurgence of +1 5 racks, and it's just an overall like very stable build as well.
Yeah, you can force to be the initiator. You can play defense. It's just keep pumping Marines. It's so.
And yeah, shoutouts to Tyriador. This is actually Coldweave / Felix, on a different name. He's smurfing us on stream, and he says, "Please never cast my games." That is unfortunately not likely to happen. I think I am likely to cast your games at some point.
Yeah, let me know when that happens.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know.
I want to watch my boy. He does go for the quick Hydra Dam, so that must mean where.
Yeah, and it's actually not. It's honestly not that quick. He is supposed to throw down the Hydra Den when the layer is at half. If it's,
halfway, right?
Yeah,
yep.
And that way the Hydra Den finishes the same time as the layer. Just
is it also standard for him to have 2 drones on gas, or he should be going for the third?
That I'm not too well versed in. He is floating a little bit of gas right now, but it kind of does make sense if you're well. It would make sense to have 3 on gas, I think, but maybe this is some like really precise eco management that I'm not aware of.
Oh wow! And he's opting for a quick third base at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I think when you're going Lurker first, you have that luxury to an extent. I mean, the Terran is already kind of scary. He could have tried to force that, but I don't think the Terran would be expecting it to be here, to be expecting it at this time, so he's not even scouting for it. And the late Academy also means late scanners as well. Scanners just coming up now. but
Yeah,
but
that
the,
definitely hurts.
but the fifth Rax is almost finished, and this is gonna be a lot of Marine medic coming out here if the supply block gets conquered soon. Let's see. Lurker tech is on the way. I feel like this is where the crucial timing moment is. Like this is why you want to get your Hydra Den as early as possible because this Lurker tech could have been done by now. He could have already been on the way to Lurkers, and
Yep,
this
and he gets the scan.
and that means he's gonna move out. Very
Yep,
nice,
exactly.
very smart. He's even gonna stim to move out. Not should keep going though.
No, that's a waste of stim and medic energy.
When the Zerg gets when the Zerg gets Lurker, your goal is to kind of contain them in their base, prevent the Lurkers
Yep.
from leaving, slow down their ability to move out on the map with the Lurkers, because they don't really have an air threat for you, so they can't wrap around you in any way. You just kind of block them off and prevent them from getting map control as they go to Hive. Because the worst thing that you could possibly do is let the Lurkers park outside your base. Then you have to wait for siege tanks to push them away. By that time, they have defilers, and then suddenly you have Lurkers in your production, and then that's GG. But
Lurker's out just in time too,
yeah, but
which is a good sign. But he's on the defensive, so
yeah, and to CobaltBlu's credit, he did move out. I would like to see maybe something spotting in the third to make sure that there's nothing running around this way. But the Lurkers are going to set up outside the bridge, so CobaltBlu could have been a little bit more forward here and really contain the Zerg down. Now, is he going to try to Lurker crawl this way, like, like one Lurk at a time? No? Just hitting the medics. Oh, let's see. Nice pickup.
nice one. Yeah, good time to back off.
Oh!
That hurts.
Yeah, it was worth it when you lose like 4 Marines for one Lurker, but then when you lose 3 more, you have to be careful about your Marine count being too low, because he only has 5 Marines out here. He's still rallying to the natural, and I like the fact that he added bunkers, but I feel like he could just do like a decent enough job just holding the Lurkers from coming in and not rely on those bunkers at all. And
I feel like
go ahead.
Teal's Queen's Nest is a little late.
Yeah.
For someone who's going Defiler or Lurker, normally you want to rush to Defiler because that's what augments their strength.
Yeah. Now he's sending in the Lings a little bit prematurely. I feel like he lost a lot of them while trying to tank. Yeah. Nice scan.
Scan.
Yeah.
Snipe. Yeah. Now he only has 1 Lurker, morphing 3 more, but he's forced to put on the defensive, and with no Hive Tech in sight. The moment I feel like he gets tank out is probably when it's gonna spell trouble.
Yeah, he also needs to hurry up and get that science facility now. He has the gas forward, he has the starport completed. Getting the early vessel is so crucial. And since we already discussed this, I mean, the Queen's Nest was a little bit late. The Hive now has been delayed quite significantly, I feel like. And I mean, he did put a drone back on gas at his third. He is, I mean, at his natural, he is mining with 3 from the third that Terran is now aware of. He just scanned it after losing a Marine there. So maybe that's why Terran was kind of thinking like, oh, like why isn't this guy continuing to push me? Well, it's actually because Zerg already has a third base and they're quite content with it, I think. And I was going to say shoutouts to T45. He's saying he can't sleep. He's too hyped for CPL. The teams were announced today, by the way, on Aggie's stream. And there's 8 teams, and each one has like about 20 players on it. So it's still.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that this is a very hype day for CPL. You know, there was.
Is there like I guess like a certain amount of tiers you can get, or like players cost points and you have like a point limit? Or how does it work in terms of draft?
There's 3 tiers, and each team had a certain amount of players in each tier. You got to pick whoever you wanted for your team, but obviously some teams picked multiple people, and then they would pick the same person. Different teams tried to hire the same guy, basically, or girl. And Lazersnipe would have the horribly difficult decision of deciding where the player goes. So, yeah. And Lazersnipe also saying, don't cast my games, even though the next game is probably going to be of him. So, unfortunately, that's a no from me, Lazersnipe. But thank you anyway for your work. And I love this move from the Zerg trying to wrap around this Lurker to, like, cut off any reinforcements. But the next reinforcements, I feel like they're going to be with a vessel. So, maybe a little bit late on that.
Vessel is on the way, and look at CobaltBlu's net. He has so many Marines. Like, once the vessel is out, he has one timing, I feel like, before the Defiler comes out. Hive is just done.
Yep.
I do see a stack of Mutas, but I wonder if he's gonna go Guardian with that, because I feel like a Harass might not be as effective due to his Marine.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he doesn't have that many turrets in his base. It might keep some of the Marines here for longer. It's also maybe useful just to look around and scout and see what's going on.
Ooh,
That's a lot of Marines.
that
he
is a lot of Marines. I
he
don't know. I mean, I guess he's buying time at this point.
yeah.
He knows he's in trouble.
And this is an exposed mineral line. He could just park here and kill a couple SCVs for sure before the Marines manage to make all their way here. And like I said before, he did get a decent scout off. He is going to be leaving now. He might even force some turrets maybe out of the Terran, or as I said before, force him to keep a couple Marines in the main. But at the same time, and yeah, look at CobaltBlu's economy behind this. He's definitely got like scrambled here. Shugo in the chat now. Brilliant play, he
Easy
says.
now.
Sacrifice 50 links for one lurker wraparound. Oh man, I'm sorry. Everyone who's watching, don't be disheartened by what Shugo says.
That's a wrap.
And yeah, this push way before Defiler. Yeah, Defiler Mound didn't even start actually. He had another
Yeah,
hatchery
no.
instead.
Like, at the least, he should have tried to make a Defiler mound while he was harassing with Mira.
Yeah.
No Defiler was the GG right there. You need it for Spike Rocks.
Yeah, so I think that ash.Baal was just really close to having like a really solid plan, right? Like the only things that were wrong was that some things were late, right? Like late
Yeah.
layer.
Matter of timing. Late
I'm sorry.
Hydrodan.
Yeah, late Hydrodan I meant. Layer I think was on time. And you know then late Queen's Nest, late Hive, and then Defiler Mound I imagined was gonna come at some point. It just never got thrown down. So close but no cigar, I would say, right? Like definitely
For
some room
sure.
for improvement here, but he can definitely be a serious contender for like.
Yeah, no, he's got the understanding. Just, you gotta execute
Mhm.
on your build orders and timing.
And now we have CobaltBlu and Elmaster. Elmaster. Oh crap! I started the game without you. No,
Feels bad, man.
I completely forgot about you, dude. It's just instinct, you know. Like you enter a game and it's just like start, 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 start. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna
1A,
rehost.
2A, 3A.
Yeah, exactly. I was already doing my the spam clicking at the start of the game. All right, game's up now. Phases.
Game 1, is this all FS or like maps are gonna rotate?
It's all FS for week 1. Week 2 was played
Okay,
on CB, but we're not casting that today.
got it.
Avan Hoki says, "Man, it's really tough when you lose units because your opponent killed them." All right, in the top right we have CobaltBlu, the White Terran.
And on the bottom right, we have the purple Zerg Infarction. I believe that's LMS.
Yep, that's Elmaster
Full
Infarction.
time, is he full time Zerg now?
ZVT, ZVP, and PVZ. So he's doing the dragon. Shugo says, "I'm so happy to hear Fazer's voice. Only reason I came here, to be honest."
Thanks, baby.
We're missing you, man. You're the hermit. You know what I'm saying? He's not coming out. He didn't want to come to Shugo's house to practice the other day. All right, and let's see what happens this time. So it's another TVZ from CobaltBlu. Last game looked pretty convincing to me. I mean, there maybe a
Oh, he
little.
was solid, dude. That
Yeah,
5 racks pumping Marine all day, every day.
he had
He
great
had it.
macro. Yeah,
Yeah, I would say like the only um bad play from him I saw was he could have probably opted for a faster vessel, which would
Mhm.
have ended the game earlier. But other than that, his macro was looking good.
Yeah, and I feel like he could have like positioned his Marines a little bit more aggressively against
Yeah,
the
no,
Zerg.
he was definitely scared. Like at one point, there would be like 2 lurkers and no lings, like in
Hmm.
front of the bridge. Like he was feeling hesitant to
Yeah,
approach.
but he did the right decision. He had the right read. It's just kind of like
Yep.
he could have committed more to it, right?
I feel like he's a very fundamentally sound player in
Yeah.
terms of mechanics for
Hmm.
this tier. So I'm excited to see how he plays against Elmaster.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of mechanics, we have the mechanic god Elmaster himself, right? Like the 300 APM, well, 260 usually.
Some things don't change, huh?
Yeah. And he's gonna go drone scout while going 12 hash. I like this a lot. This is something I don't think that our last player did. Baal did
Yep.
not do this. Infarction is going to, well, Elmaster, sorry, he's gonna
Is
find him
is the
first.
drone scout usually a response to you said the more common 8 rack?
Yeah, I think it's just normal play. Like usually people do send out the drone. I think when they go 12 hash just in case, like because like, you could find BBS. He didn't check the center though, but
Mhm.
I feel like it's just safer in general. You know, it's kind of like I mean, we know Shugo who doesn't scout ever basically. So like I don't know how he gets away with it, but most of us mortals like we like to scout, right? So and actually you too, you kind of like you just confirm the location of the enemy and then you idle your SCV, right? Like that's what you used to do all the time. You just don't even bother. You're like, all right, I found him. I don't care. Anyway, thank you Super Cyan for the follow. He's a tier 3 player in CPL. Someone to look out for. He's one of the stronger ones for sure. And let's see. He's gonna. Yeah, he knows. He has to know it's Raxefi at this point.
Yep. And of course, Master going for the standard 3 hatch, 3 hatch gas.
And Cobalt kind of forgot about his first scouting SCV. He probably realized that the Zerg must have been really close to him. I actually missed it. I don't think that. I think. Do you think? Did Elmaster go for 13 pool this time, or did he also go like 12 hatch 11 pool? I kind of missed that.
Unfortunately, I'm not good enough to notice these kind of details.
I'm almost tempted to run it back, but maybe we'll just check at the end of the game because I do want to note that because I did talk about it earlier, and I want to see if he opted for that himself. So are we gonna? I don't think we're gonna see a repeat of last game. I think that Elmaster is gonna favor the Mutalisk choice, and look at this. I can't. I'm
Very nice surround.
yeah. It's unfortunately hidden by the overlay a little bit, but Elmaster got a great surround there with the Zerglings. And let's see. Again,
Yep, he's going for the same +1, quick +1.
And this depot placement, I get it now. Like this definitely helps against Zerglings for sure. That's a good play. I don't think I ever picked up on it before. Let's see, decent transfer timing. He even splits the SCVs. So yeah, this is definitely a talented player. I mean, some of the people in tier 1, I go like 50-50 with some of the players there, and some of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Some of them are definitely at least at my level or around my level. I think like Armada, he's really good. Evil Eye made a return this season.
Shout out to Evil Eye, he's my boy.
He came back. Who else is dope on that? There's a guy named Link Pump. His name is kind of self-descriptive, and he's pretty good at that ZVP, man. I gotta tell you. So definitely a lot of talented players in tier 1 this season.
I like the second SCV scout from CobaltBlu. Didn't get enough information.
Well,
Wants to get a second peek.
yeah, the thing is, like, this is the scouting SCV he sent out initially, so I think it was more like an accident. He kind of like found that he kind of
It's
found.
a beautiful mistake.
Yeah,
now the Spire, he knows exactly what's coming.
No need to use scans, right? Because scans are late, right? Because he's going academy late, right? They would just be coming up now. He might even hold on to the scans, like save the money and try to maybe get the racks up earlier and delay the scans a bit. I think that might be the play here, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Because he got all the information he needs as long as he keeps that CV alive. There's no room for Zerg trying to go for like a Hydra Den to trick up the Terran. So he's in a really good position as long as he keeps this alive.
And actually, that's exactly what he's doing. He's delaying the scanners. He's adding the racks earlier, which makes his build even stronger. Here comes the 5th racks way earlier than in last game. Last game, he kind of went like 2, 2, 1. Now he's going like 2 and then 3 right away. Very nicely done by him. Good read. And now he's adding the scanner. Perfect. That's pretty much a perfect understanding of the situation, I think. And let's see, Elmaster. Elmaster seems primed to get that 900 right in time for the Mutalisks. And there come the Overlords. 34 out of 59 supply. Very strong supply to be at. And let's see the Muta timing. They're going to start at a respectable timing as well. There's the 900 middles. The gas actually is not going to finish in time.
Yep.
Oh, he only has 2 on the...
8.
He has only 2 in the main gas. That might be why.
Oh.
I wonder how long that's been like that.
Yeah, like normally, like if I'm playing and like I'm in this situation, like I go for like a build with a certain timing, and like I feel like something's late. That's like the first thing I check usually. I'm like, why do I have so little gas?
Yeah,
like, the timing is right, you know.
And one thing that I should note is that I did a cast with Scan a couple years ago, and Scan showed me the +1 5 racks build, and he explained his mentality for it. He said that even against Mutalisks, you kind of want to move out with your Marine Medic. First of all, you can pick off these stray lings that are outside the base. You might annoy the Zerg a bit, and actually with the Marine Medic, that is like you keep one group out and one group back home. The group that's out on the map, it can deny the drone from going to get an expansion. It can catch the Mutalisks in the middle of the map because the Mutalisks, they're gonna fly through predictable flight paths.
Are you saying like around this timing?
Yes. You see how he's moving out now? Yeah.
Yeah, and the reinforcements stay at home.
Exactly. Yeah. So he can
potential harass.
yeah, he can pressure the front. He already forced the Sunkins out of Elmaster. Normally you want to hold off on making those. And there he is. He's in the middle of the map. He's picking off those stray lings. It's kind of like exactly what I said. Very nice play here from Cobalt. In the meantime, though, Elmaster did start his third hatchery. Let's see, the Hydra Den is done. Lurker's on the way. He's going to try to pick off some Marines. Gets a few pickoffs here. Nice. Forces the Marines back a bit. But think about how much later these Mutalisks arrived at the base than they should have, right? They came here at, what, 7:30, right? That's almost as if your build was late, you know?
Yeah, no, like, I guess what Scan is saying is completely correct. He has enough forces to both defend and approach the front.
Yeah.
It's the threat of pressure. I feel like that's what makes TVZ so scary for Zerg, around like the 7-9 minute mark.
Yeah. I mean, Elmaster's still doing a good job picking off some strays, but he's not going to do much economic damage, I feel like.
Yep.
You have to be pretty much microing full time in order to keep up with 5 racks plus 1 production, and the scan is out. The Hydras are on the way. The Marines, I don't think they're gonna get there in time. And
Lurkers are just about to finish too. Lurker tech, so he's gonna have enough to fend this off, which is crucial.
Great timing from Elmaster here. Very nicely done.
Drone transfer.
Oh no, the drone transfer.
He's gonna get caught.
How quickly is he gonna realize? That's the question.
These are 3:56 APM.
Oh. Oh. No. Drone barbecue.
That hurts.
And he didn't block the ramp.
That's a poor wall.
No.
No. He definitely panicked. That was a moment of panic.
Oh,
dude.
No.
Yo, what happened to that 350 APM though?
It's still there. Oh my god.
And he loses Muta.
Oh no, that's a bad look. Oh, wait, this burrow is crucial though. Scan. No scan. And the egg was helping to filter the Marines in, but he does lose a couple of Mutalisks. He's gonna lose most of them to clean it up, but he keeps the hatchery crucially. I mean, not without losses.
No, he recognizes he has to back up. That was unexpected damage that he shouldn't have took.
Yeah,
he lost 5 drones and then that lurker wall. That was so bad.
Yeah, he was so close to doing everything perfect too, right?
No, but I feel like I understand like the position he was in too. He was definitely like in a moment of panic. He's like, oh shit, like my drone.
Yeah, right.
Like, just instant morph work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's see what the follow-up is from CobaltBlu. He is adding a double starport now. I like this move from him. No factory.
Ooh. Does this imply SK turn?
Yeah,
dude, I've actually heard that SK Turn's making a comeback.
It is. It's making a fatty comeback. Absolutely.
Why is that? Is mech transition not as good, or?
I'm not qualified to answer that question. Unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat knows better than I do. I don't want to lie. You know what I mean? I don't want because just earlier today I was watching a CPL cast, right? And Neblime said that DTs get faster when you get the Zealot legs upgrade.
Whoa.
So someone trolled him at some point. But let's get back to this game though. This is a massive force, but I don't think is going to be able to bust this.
Nope. Not enough.
Even
with
the
sunken, 1 lurker.
The 1 lurker is in like a decent spot. It's going to be really expensive to try to snipe it, right? There's still Zerglings. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Nice split. If he did that on purpose, that was really good. But I don't think it's going to be enough. And I mean, again though, like the Marines are almost expendable at this point. I would rather see him take a 3rd though instead of doing this pressure. He definitely has the map presence. He has, you know, nothing really stopping him from taking a 3rd, I think.
Right.
On the other hand, though, compare this to the last game we watched. Hive is done. Defiler Den finishes an instant consume. It's like Elmaster has it hotkeyed. You know, very nicely done here by him.
Really good saturation from Elmaster. I like to see him move some of the drones from his natural to his 3rd. There we go.
Yeah, he knows. I mean, that's what he wanted to do in the first place, right? But he kind of got blocked by it. His main saturation is actually on the low side. Usually you want like around 1 drone per patch, I think. He could use with 2 or 3 more here. Maybe transfer those from the NAT as well. But it's not horrible. I do want to point out the fact that Cobalt did end up going for that 3rd command center. Now, I feel like it could have started like a minute ago, though. He could have already been on this base.
Yeah, even though he decided to go for 2 starport, I do not see any vessels in sight.
Yeah, on top of that, one thing that I've seen a lot of people do, and something that feels like very intuitive to me, is that as soon as you finish the starports, you make the add-on and you make 2 dropships as the science facility is coming up. And
yeah, I wanted to point that out as well, because that's definitely what makes 2 starports so good.
And there are Scourge out on the map, but they're not in really a position to deny drops at all. I think they're kind of waiting here for the next Vessel appearance. And I like this move from Elmaster. He sneaks out through the third base on FS, which is a really good move. This is something that we mentioned last game about CobaltBlu not having any vision of the opponent's third base. And now this third command center, oh my god, is it going to get denied? If he can't kills this SCV, nah, he's going to go for the Marines first. Not a bad idea, but it's still going to be up the command center. Actually, these Marines are just beasted all those Zerglings. Holy
These are
crap.
fucking good, dude.
Yeah. And
I don't need no medic.
and Elmaster, unfortunately, still on 2 drones on his main base. I think that might be what has been hurting him a little bit. He's probably thinking exactly what you said earlier, like, where the hell is all my gas, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Nice move out.
This is exactly what he needed. But I would love to see more lurkers at this point.
Yeah, he needs them. It might be... He doesn't look very gas-starved. He has the money for it. He definitely needs to claim his 4th gas soon at the natural, and that looks like exactly what he's doing. He's bringing out the drone there, and actually the Marines are out of place. They're not going to notice that. And the lurkers are going to come out now, and with the Nidus network, he's going to be able to transfer the defiler. Yes, there it is. Very nicely done. Just very vanilla play from Elmaster here, and very nicely done. It's very Elmaster-esque to do stuff like this. And here come the vessels. Any reaction from the Scourge? Yes, we do.
Oh,
They're not going to be in time, though. Oh, no, that's a big waste
that
now.
hurts.
Yeah, ooh, even more now. And there's no... Oh, and he didn't get a swarm off before the Defiler died.
No lurkers in sight. One lurker, no Defiler.
The Defiler has to come back now, but it might be too late. It's coming now through the... Oh, swarm.
Oh, but he kills the lurker just in time.
And no energy either
All
for
forces
swarm.
are dead?
Oof.
Oh my god.
Swarming,
that was great play. Great
swarming
awareness.
who? Yeah. Wow, yeah. I think Elmaster probably might have been a little bit tilted in this game.
CobaltBlu's a beast.
Yeah, CobaltBlu definitely a strong pick for this for this tournament, I think. And Elmaster's trying to hold on, trying to pump some Zerglings probably from his main base. They are here. He has casted more swarms, but he's already done what CobaltBlu's already done what needed to be done here. Took out the base. Oh, consumes a Defiler. Is he gonna Plague? That's a fatty Plague. That is a fatty Plague. Swarm.
Great Swarm.
Another one, maybe? This is where the game becomes really tough to manage for both players. Like, this is where your APM is taxed to the limit, as we see the Warrior drone come out.
Oh no! 2 Defilers just dead for free.
Oh, what happened? They just walked into it?
Yeah, they just walked into that clump.
No, I mean, he does have a fatty... He did have a fatty gas make, but
Oh,
now he has a
Master's
fatty...
in still a winnable position.
Yeah.
But it's not looking good, honestly. Like, he does have a natural base at bottom left, but I feel like good Swarm play is what's gonna give him the W.
I think that also CobaltBlu, like, his base layout is really pretty. It looks really
It
nice,
is.
but...
Are you satisfied?
This is pretty good, but the one complaint that I have is that he could fit another, like, 5 barracks up here, but because of his current placement, he can't do it, right? So, like,
Yeah.
these turrets are just a little bit too high up. If he had just, like, moved them down...
Not enough for your taste.
Yeah.
Not meet your standards.
No, this is at least, like, a B
B-grade SimCity?
Yeah, B grade SimCity, but...
Oh, and the triple dropship while we were talking about fucking SimCity.
Yeah, my bad. I did notice... I noticed the, what's it called? I noticed the dropships earlier, but he wasn't moving with them, and I kind of missed out on the moving now, but...
That's... Dude, this is the power of fucking, 2 starport.
Yeah.
You have enough vessel to clear Defiler. You have dropships to just, run train. Great play overall.
Yeah.
Before you exit the replay, do you want to take a look at the pool timing?
Yes,
I know
I do.
you wanted to...
Thank you for
that.
reminding me. I'm going to go back to the SimCity real quick and just mention that you absolutely can fit 5 more racks. 6 racks is really not enough for this late game.
Watch and learn. This is efficiency. If you want to learn how to macro off one screen, this man's got you.
And then not macro promptly for like 2 minutes straight, right? That's what I do. I make the beautiful base, and then I don't macro. Anyway, you want to try to fit more racks. I feel like the way his layout is prevented him from adding more. You definitely need to be at least at like 9 or 10 barracks at this stage of the game, I feel like.
If you're going SK Terran, no doubt.
At least 9 or 10. But that's the only gripe I have about that game. That was a fantastic game from both players. Oh! Ooh, I almost backed out of the replay. Alright, we're going to check that pool timing now. Real quick. Let's see. Elmaster is... Here comes his 12 hatch. Yeah, and he made another drone. And is he gonna? Yeah, 13. No wait. Yes, 13. 13 pool. That's
Oh,
that's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah. So this is the other alternative that is becoming more popular now. Especially
it's
since he
more
got the
eco-friendly. Yeah.
yeah, and he got
It's
the drone
kind of
scout
like
off.
going like 12 racks, 12 gas in like TVP.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he also was capable of doing that because he got the drone scout off really quick early on, so he knew that he was safe for
Yep.
doing that. And little Chava saying Zerg has a losing record in every matchup for every CPL, and that is absolutely true. It's very brutal at the lower ranks. It seems like.
But I feel like that's like the opposite effect as you get better. It's
Yes,
like
but
as I got better, Zergs were getting scarier. I'm like, dude.
yeah, they get
Fuck.
they, it's like something clicks and suddenly they just have more stuff than you ever expected, right? There's
Likewise, I feel like it's the opposite for Protoss.
oh yeah, of course, yeah. Protoss suddenly feels weak. They don't have enough, right?
Truly the manliest race. As you get better.
Hmm.
At my level, yo, fuck your fucking 2-gate DTs.
Exactly. Um, yeah, Lucette Veen, this is tier one. And by the way, Phasers, yeah, game's up. This is going to be sorry, no. It's gonna be Lazersnipe versus ash.Baal, so the Zerg that we saw first time, and we're gonna see Lazersnipe's PVZ. So he is a PVT god, as we all know, but his other matchups, let's see what they look like nowadays, because I haven't seen him play in quite a while. Spawning in the top right as the red Zerg, we have ash.Baal.
And on the bottom left, we have the orange Protoss Lazersnipe.
Yeah, so Lazersnipe famous for the fact that he has about 100 to 120 APM. I think he recently said that he went up to like 150 or so, but a
Nice.
surprisingly good player considering the APM. A lot of people think, especially when they start off the game, I won't name names, but there are players out there who think that you have to be like a 300 APM god, right,
Absolutely
in,
false.
in order to play this game. No, you can get to at least B plus with well, not there's no B plus anymore, but A rank. You can probably get to A rank with a solid 150, 120 APM.
100%.
Yeah. So
There's APM does not dictate skill in any way. It helps, but it's not the defining factor.
so Lazersnipe, I feel like he part of the reason why his average APM went up to 150 is because he figured out he can spam to 350 at the start for like the first minute, right, and then spread it around to 150, 120ish. Um, but Lazersnipe saying, please no, don't cast. And then we have Extreme Science saying, please cast. I'm gonna side with Zion on this one. We're gonna cast this one. And Lazersnipe, pylon placement. This is not the optimal pylon placement for this base.
Right.
What you want to do is
Would you say because you're not able to put cannons behind it efficiently? Because the Nexus is gonna be right below the pylon, right?
no, that's not the major issue. The thing is that you
No.
can make a one zealot tight wall by using the pylon against the right wall, and then a gateway on top, and then forge on the bottom here. Like so, if you put a gateway on top of this forge right here, you make a
Uh-huh.
tight wall, and then you can put a cannon there. And this, when you do that kind of wall, if you place the pylon here and place the forge here, you can actually go what's called you can go forge nexus against overpool because you can make
Uh-huh.
such a tight wall and it's safe. Yeah. So maybe something to look into for Lazersnipe. Maybe he has something planned for that specific wall arrangement. But he's gonna scout. He's gonna see that it's 12 hatch, and looks like it's gonna be 12 hatch, 12 pool. Yeah, an economic 12 hatch. So what Lazersnipe is gonna do here is gonna go for the Nexus.
I love the double scout too. He
Hmm.
pulled his probe right away,
Yeah.
and it came in just in time for the next.
Yep. That's a really safe approach. I think I always double scout in tournament and in ladder
Mhm.
games because that's where people are most prone to cheese. Like in 1v1
Absolutely.
regular like practice games, I might not double scout, right? But when there's stuff on the line, you kind of want to double scout. You want to make sure you don't get like the okey doke, right?
Right.
And let's see.
Like from the Zerg perspective, I feel like it doesn't hurt to go pull
Whoa,
first.
whoa. Ball is going third hatch in main, like it's ZVT.
Hmm. That's
This
not
is
standard, right? Usually in ZVP, I know nowadays like pro Zergs they opt for the adjacent third as
Mhm.
opposed to the natural main.
Yep, yep. They do that because you first of all it's quick defense. Like you can move
Yep.
and defend, and often they go for strong mid game plays, like six hatch Hydra, for example.
Hmm.
In those situations, you don't need any static defense if you're taking such a close base, and you're pumping mass units, which gives you map control, which allows you to expend after that. So, Really curious about what ash.Baal is going to do with this blatant macro hatch in
Do
his
you
base.
think he's going for the hatchery quick fourth?
Yeah,
Some sort of mind game going
it
on?
looks like it. Yeah, this is definitely interesting.
Yeah, he sneaked one out too from the natural. He made a drone and then rallied it pretty quick.
That's definitely interesting. I wonder what Lazersnipe is thinking about this, right? Because what would you think if you were PVZ and you saw a third macro? Like
Dude,
first,
honestly, if I saw this fucking third hatch in his base, first thing I'm thinking is, all right, he might be going all in wing or all in, and then I'll probably scout for drone count.
uh huh.
With the Evo chamber, what is the thought process behind this?
No, my first thought would be like, damn, this guy sucks. No offense to this guy,
I
because
give I give people too much credit.
no, because this makes no sense to me, right? Like first of all,
But it makes no sense.
you can place the third hatch in the natural and have a Sim City, right? But I mean, there must be some sort of mind game behind all of this. The Evo chamber, the fourth hatch. There's no way that because this guy played like a competent ZVT earlier, right?
Yeah. Dude,
He,
if I saw the Evo chamber, he might just win then and there. I'm just getting mind fucked so fucking hard
yeah,
in low angles. I'm just like, yo, just take the win, I guess. I
yo-
have no idea what you're doing.
oh, but this probe now is going to find this base.
Great awareness.
Yeah, I
Honestly.
mean,
He's super sus right now. He's like,
what is
what's my
this
man
build?
up to?
Yeah. And he's getting Carapace first, which means that it is probably going to be a Ling heavy composition. Normally, when you're going for Hydras, you usually get the range upgrade first.
Yeah, he's sacrificing the first 150 gas or 100 gas for the upgrade instead of the quick layer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see if he's going to transition to a more all-in based style of play, or
Mm-hmm.
this
I
is just some new meta shit we don't know about.
uh, this is something I don't know anything
Like
about.
he's droning hard right now, and like Lazersnipe does see that too.
Yeah, I really don't have an answer for you. I wish I did. I one thing that it might be just like fast hive. Could it? Because that could
He's
be
going
some.
for the Hydra,
Okay, that's
pops down the Hydra. Yeah.
it's probably just for lurker. And actually, it should be noted that he placed the Hydra den at the right time this time. He placed it at halfway through layer.
Yep.
This is the lurker timing for Hydra den, and I think Lazersnipe should be able to figure that out. I want to see robotics from him, but instead we're getting a second gateway in the natural, which is interesting to me.
So I have a question. You as a Protoss player, if you saw this, what would be your response?
Um, I really don't know, dude.
Dude, the coaches are stepping it up.
I can't put my
It's like, yo, like, here's his build.
um, I I guess I would have to scout with my Sarah, because right now, like even as casters, we can't tell what this is, right? We have to kind of sit back and watch it develop. I would probably just keep going with my standard build.
Because right now, what he's doing, it seems like a very standard build. It's just
Yeah.
the timings are just jumbled.
Yeah, he's. It doesn't look like he's going for +1, right? So because he doesn't have +1 air, he went for 2 gateways, but the zealot pumping was kind of off, and the Templar archives is early because you're supposed to get it around 640, I believe, or 620ish. And he's adding the gateways now, so he's completely skipping the timing attack aspect of PVZ right now. I think he's just playing more conservative because he also doesn't know what to do. So I think this is a good response from Lazersnipe. I would have maybe liked to see a faster robo though, because he knew that it was going to be lurkers.
And would you go Reaver with that? Reaver her ass, just poke around, see what he's doing.
Well, I mean, the Sarah's going to tell us what we can and can't do. Reaver instead of Templar might be a play. It's something that Sugo has been suggesting for a while. But I honestly don't know. I wish I could tell more.
This is so meta.
First of all, I want to give a quick shout out to Erob and Yufin for following. But Erob asks, "Is low quality stream not possible?" Unfortunately, I can't do that. I'm sorry. You have to be a partner, I believe, to have multiple streams. So stream qualities. So I don't know. So let's see. Yeah, Lazersnipe. We have him in the chat. We can find out what he was thinking. He's saying, "I figured he was getting +1 Carapace, so +1 Zeal timing isn't as strong." Yeah, you're right. But I think like. I mean, yeah, the Carapace did finish now, not too long ago. So yeah, you're right. Good call on that. And he says, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. That's a good point too. And actually, the +1 Carapace finished well before the +1. I feel like Lazersnipe, your timings have to be a little bit off here because your +1 attack should be finished at like 7:20, 7:30ish. Well, that's why it's called the 7:30 timing, right? But 8:15 is a little bit late for that, and it's definitely late for punishing a fast Carapace build. And surprisingly, no follow-up upgrade from this Evo champion. Maybe he just kind of forgot, but a second armor upgrade here would be really nice, as well as a second attack upgrade for Laser. And this just looks like kind of like mini Sauron Zerg, you know what I mean? He's just making
Yeah.
Zergling Hydra, nothing
If his
crazy.
like if his intention was go for like a quick upgrade timing, then you would probably see a quicker second Evo chamber
Mm-hmm.
and quicker +2. But
Quicker
I don't know.
Hive.
It seems like a standard mid game ZVP with weird. He's not forcing the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Both players are playing very passive.
Yeah, yeah, I still don't know exactly quite what to make of this, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
because he's got the drones, he's got the Hydra, he's got the +1,
it's,
but he's not doing anything with it.
I think, and also like this would be more standard if there wasn't so many lings. Like he actually made a decent amount of lings, because probably because he knew that they were going to be +1 armor, so they can hold their own against zealots. But then after that, he started adding a lot of hydras too. I was expecting first to be this almost like pseudo crazy zerg, like mass lings with armor into fast hive. But we're not even seeing the
Yeah,
hive or the queen's nest.
no Queen's Nest in sight.
Yeah, I sorry for calling you out on your upgrade timing, Lazersnipe. But Yufin, you're being too nice. His upgrade was not 20 seconds late. It was actually 45 seconds late. And when your Zerg opponent is going for armor fast, that could be a crucial difference. I like the fact that he's going for a third now though, and he's probably going to get it for free. I don't think the Zerg is even aware of this. And Zerg is going to be on 3 base itself. He doesn't seem motivated to expand. I think this is just going to be that Sauron Zerg style play. Just adding hatcheries. I mean, he has a total of what, like 6 hatcheries now, finally?
Yep.
Um, Second Evo chamber now. Melee attack upgrades instead of the Carapace. I'm not sure I agree with that. But I mean, he's probably going to get the armor upgrades now on the other side. But definitely needs the Queen's Nest. Definitely needs the Hive in order to make these
Yeah, if he's
lings
not going to
profit.
do anything, you might as well just go with the fast tech.
Yeah, and I would love to. I mean, he has been scouting and apparently losing Sayers for a little bit of time now.
Dude, do you see that Dark Templar
Yeah,
outside his third? 14 kills?
he cleaned up all those Zerglings. I think that's what happened there. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's a good pickup.
I mean, you might as well, if the Zerg is playing this passive, just pick off what you can.
So the third is going to be on the way up, but I feel like maybe maybe the Zerg didn't have a plan. Because he's going Air Carapace now. Is he going drops with this? He's going
Yeah,
Lurker
in
Aspect now.
ZVP, do you go air characters at all?
You
Unless you're
can,
like,
you can, yeah.
for what,
It helps you
usually?
fight against +1 Sayers. It helps your
Hmm.
Overlords live longer, helps your Scourge live longer, and it kind of like resets the arms race. Because usually the original thinking was that like when Corsair they have +1, you need 5 Sayer to with +1
Yeah.
to kill a Scourge, right? 6 without +1 to one shot a Scourge, right? So if Protoss kind of cuts their production around that number, like 5, 6, that one Carapace could be a deciding factor, and it could help you really cut down on Corsair counts.
Lazersnipe is curious, and he's bringing a Dark Templar to the bottom right to see if Baal has expanded, but no hatchery.
Yeah,
I still
this.
don't get what he's doing because it's 11 minutes and no hive tech.
Yeah, and I mean he went for lurker upgrade as I said. I think he canceled the air armor. What?
He did.
What? This guy, and he's getting now +1 range. Yeah, I think this is called the kitchen sink build because you just throw everything, right? Uh,
Just throw everything and pray.
yeah, I think that's what it was looking like. I mean, pardon my PVZ whine here, but I think that that's a valid strategy in this matchup because Protoss has to make a little bit of everything in order to counter it, right? And it might be a harder balance to achieve because if this lurker upgrade finishes, look how zealot heavy Lazersnipe is. This is more
Yeah,
zealots than I've seen in a while, and it seems like he's just content to stay on his 3 bases. He knows that the Zerg is not expanding. Well, I mean, as I say that, the hatchery goes down, obviously, but he noted that the Zerg has not expanded, so he's fine to sit on 3 base and out macro. And I mean, currently his supply has a decent lead.
yeah. No, I also really do like the fact that he kept his probe saturation at a very healthy count.
Hmm.
He's content sitting right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
Zerg just starting his fourth
when you do
against a
time,
3 base proto.
yeah, when you're doing timing attacks, it often makes sense to start cutting probes after them because you basically put all your money into getting that 7:30 out, right? And I heard from Shugo that it's normal to stop probe production at like 8:30 or 7:30 until you get your third
Yeah,
base up. But Laser Snipe has a healthy probe count at all 3 bases. It looks like he Did a
Dude,
good job of
honestly, the more I look at this, the more it looks like a kitchen sink build. Like I feel like Bale has one
Well,
attack that he's planning to do, and like that's it.
wait, he already
Oh,
has
great
+1 air
snipe!
armor.
Great snipe. Only 4 Templars remain.
Yeah, and
6.
I don't think he should even bother with this, to be honest with you, right? Because his mutas are not his strength right now. His strength is in his lurkers against this composition. This
Yeah, I
is
don't see. He just got one observer at his nat, so
yeah, and he has one with his army, and the dragoon count is like really sparse. Normally, you kind of want to have this composition backwards. Like you want to have this amount of zealots and this amount of like the amount of zealots that he has. You want those in dragoons, because now
right.
look at what these lurkers are going to achieve. And the first obs, not
Oh
no
god,
snipe on it, no
does he
burrow.
not notice?
The
The
obs
Obs
flies.
is goes.
The obs is out of here, bro. Obs is done. No, and the overlords are gone now too. The overlords are just going in mass.
That was a sloppy micro.
What is what is going on?
Lazersnipe definitely caught a break.
Oof. Yeah, with one obs and mass zealot, like those lurkers and the
I
lurkers
know
didn't even
you
burrow.
were talking about unit compositions earlier. He knows, my
I,
man knows.
I think
That's a
I
wrap.
think that did not go as he planned. I think Ball yeah he but at the same time I mean, Lazersnipe's whole entire army like got like they lost like similar amounts I think.
So yeah, no, going back to unit composition, I know like you were talking about like you want more goon.
Yeah.
Goons are the like backbone of the army
Mhm.
until Defiler, right? Pretty
Yeah.
much. Like you want to go pretty goon heavy.
Exactly. It allows you to do a lot of pressure on like bases where there's like forward hatches like this, right? They're great against lurkers, obviously, right? And against hydras, they work really well too because simply because they add DPS. When you have too many zealots, they don't get a good surround on the hydras, and when there's too many hydras as well, like they serve some areas like what limits your DPS there. And dragoons kind of add to that DPS without.
Dude, and Hive is like not even halfway done.
Oh my
That's not a
goodness.
good look.
Yeah, with this amount of Zerglings, you would expect fast crack, right? But we have one range upgrade, one armor upgrade, one melee upgrade, and it's actually going to beat these Dragoons. This is when Laser needs to fall back, because pure Dragoon can't fight. They might be the backbone, but like, an exposed backbone is going to get snapped, right? So,
Yep. You
yeah,
need the zealots to meet shield.
yeah, and that did not work out that well for him. Like, if he loses this
No.
Templar with 200 energy, too, on top of everything, I like the fact that Lazersnipe is going to sack a few Zealots in order to give that Templar more time, but Obs dies again.
He needs to just fall back, gather
Hmm.
more army, and then go for one all out. Because I know he does understand that he has the upper hand.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like he's just being
Oh.
super eager.
I missed the juiciest storm, but yeah, now it's kind of like a tug of war right now, because like
Yeah.
first Lazersnipe moves in with not enough units to do anything against
Oh
the
no,
Hydras.
and the rally at Laser's ramp, they're blocking units. He needs those zealots to march forward. You can just win.
uh,
There we go. With the goon, I feel like you can't do much at this point. No defiler. Cracklings are just starting.
all right, let's watch the journey of these observers. Let's see how they interact with the army this time. And actually, I think these are all the overlords that he sent with his first attack. Actually, that are coming back now. I thought that was a drop coming, and I was like, wait, what? But
Great storm.
yeah, that's a money storm right there. I wasn't even. Yeah, Zerglings with no crack with only +3 attack for laser. By the way, but that's the one thing we haven't been talking about. His upgrades have been stellar so far. +1 armor now as well. With +1 armor, Zerglings are not going to do anything against this.
Yeah.
And GG from ash.Baal. Yeah. So. And by the way, I forgot to mention Laser did get his 4th base. I feel like he could have taken it a little bit earlier, but I understand why he was scared after that. After he lost most of his army.
Mhm.
But I I don't know what to say about that game. I feel like I can't blame Laser for his inaction, right? Because when you see your opponent doing a what the fuck build, you just kind of sit there and
Yeah,
you're like,
you just want to like if something like that happens, best thing to respond with is just to play it safe. And
yeah,
that's exactly what he did.
yeah, just take bases, prevent them from
Yep.
taking bases. You know,
Didn't see a fourth. He knew that all he needed was a quick third, just mass unit, and then that was pretty much a wrap.
yeah. So if Lazersnipe was confused about that game, it's okay because we all were confused by that game. And Ball, I think I think there was a semblance of something really interesting that you were doing. You just didn't follow through with it, right?
Yeah.
You kind of eventually just went with the kitchen sink. Like I think the fast +1 armor was a really cute play. Like I think that that could have developed into something great. Like I said before, like fast hive build maybe. Like you can definitely get away with that against Protoss at the lower tiers, at lower ranks. Sorry, obviously this is tier 1, but there's so many funky stuff that you can do to Protoss and they just don't know how to react. As you saw here, Laser was just kind of like, I'm just gonna sit in my base and I'm just gonna let whatever this is like play itself out, right? So I definitely think that maybe whoever is coaching Ball should definitely look into maybe helping him get his build straightened out. Maybe get some concrete ideas about the matchup down, and then I
Hmm.
think he can do well because his ZVT was good. His ZVP just, I mean, it all started with that third hatch in the main too. That's,
Yeah.
I was like, what? I think he might have just forgotten what he was facing against. So I don't know. Uh, anyway, congratulations to Lazersnipe, who says that that was the highest APM I ever had, 162 APM.
Good
Congratulations, my dude.
stuff. Can only go up.
Yeah, moving on up, man. Next time at the beginning of the game, you should spam to 400, and that way you can get 170 APM at the end.
Yeah, just hold one.
Yeah. Sorry to bust your balls, Lazersnipe, but you know I love you, man. All right. So speaking of Laser, he is here at the top right as the yellow Protoss.
On the top left, we have the orange Terran Yogzototh.
Yeah, Yogzototh. This is our
Yogzototh.
first time seeing him. Before this, the only Terran we saw was I was so confident that I would know his name when I started talking about it.
Was he just a rogue sign up
Uh,
player
what
on
do you
Team
mean?
Win? Like
CobaltBlu.
he just like came to the CPL thread and signed up. Not much is known about him.
I'm not sure. I obviously didn't keep up that much with CPL in season 3. I don't know him that well. Maybe someone in the channel can someone in the channel could help us out. Like, is Yogzototh new? Do we know much about him? Uh,
Dude, I'm excited to see Lazersnipe PvT.
yeah,
It's been very hyped.
Lazersnipe the God in PvT.
I could see how his lower APM playstyle strengthens his gameplay in PvT, just because a lot of PvT tends to be static.
Yeah, and
Not as much micro compared to PvZ or PvP. So
yeah, in Protoss, it feels like they often have the chance, like the opportunity to just kind of like park Dragoons outside their nat, right? It's like now
right.
I'm not getting vultured, right? Like park Dragoons in their third base, now I'm not getting dropped. And wow, this probe just did not want to
You
leave
saw that? Yeah. He was
200
like,
gate.
I don't want to build this gateway, dog.
Um, anyway, so like you can definitely just kind of sit around and let Terran like tire himself out trying to mess
Hmm.
with you, right? Just playing defensive and macro oriented, and
It's a
then
lot more positional game.
exactly, and then I mean obviously it's not impenetrable style, right? Like when push comes to shove, if the Terran is like out micering you while doing a strong FD, like yeah, low APM is gonna hurt you. But if we're going to the late game, right? Protoss can definitely pull it off with like 150 APM, I think.
Yeah.
And Cadenzi's saying it's Bisu's girlfriend. Somehow I don't believe this. I'm sorry, Cadenzi. I really don't. But as people are commenting in the chat, started off with 30 APM, now climbing to 64. If he has higher APM by the time this game is over, Lazersnipe might kill himself. But speaking of Lazersnipe, he is going for Zealot first before Cybernetics Core. Wait, actually no, it was Zealot then. No, Cyber then Zealot? Yeah, Cyber then Zealot, I think. And the Terran, very standard SimCity in the main, nothing fancy about it. Taking SCVs off gas, that means the factory is going to come up soon. The one thing I don't really like about this barracks placement in particular is because the first factory is going to be so far away that it's actually hard to protect using this SimCity Lake. So
Hmm.
if the first Zealot arrives here, which I think it will if go to the right direction, is he going blind? No. Yeah, he's going blind. Yeah, he's blind. Oh, he's Zealot scouting. Okay, so when I go Zealots, usually what I do is I probe scout and then I send the Zealot to harass the Terran.
Makes
Uh,
sense.
but this is also another option for sure because the Zealot it would just like laugh at the BBS that could be here, and he's still gonna get his Zealot scout out. It's more economical this way, I think. But yeah, but what I was saying earlier is like if the Zealot had indeed gone this way, right, he would force these Marines at the ramp to go back to the main base, and then when he starts microing over here using this Rax CC placement, right?
Yep.
What's stopping the Zealot from just killing all the SCVs that
All you gotta do is harass that SCV making that factory.
exactly, yeah, and the Marines don't have anywhere to micro here, so I
Yeah,
definitely suggest
personally, I like the Rax
the
supply factory Zealots can't go through all three,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so you can just maneuver Marines. It's like super good.
Ooh. And 2 Marine into command center before fact. No, I'm
Wow,
sorry.
with the
I'm
goon
stupid.
up front.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This is Vulture expand, but no bunker. Usually, what I've seen people do is they get a bunker, but ooh, Lazersnipe, the low APM coming to strike here. He's not gonna stop that Vulture from running past. He is gonna micro the Dragoon here against these SCVs, but SCVs are hero units. He retasks to 3 different SCVs. He could have killed one at least by now. I mean, this is doing economic damage, but the Terran does have a much faster expansion. And he's going to bail out without actually doing very much at all. He killed 2 Marines.
And the Vulture gets stuck, not enough to get harassed. Goon out just in time to prevent that.
Oh. Kills another
Oh,
Marine,
man.
though. Trying to get this SCV. And where's the production from Terran? No Vultures, no tanks, 1 Marine only. What is this? The factory's idle. You need this.
Oh no.
Now he loses like a total of 5 SCVs. He could have kept all those SCVs alive, I think.
He's just panicking, to be honest.
6 SCV kills on this zealot, or at least 5 and 1 Marine maybe. Ooh, cute. You don't need to move both Marines. That's one thing. You can just move one and have the other one shoot. No, don't. You don't need to kill the bunker. The bunker's your friend. Nice. Okay, we cleaned that up. See, if this bunker had come up as the command center was being made, this would have been, I think, an advantage. Ooh, nice try, Lazersnipe, but you just got outplayed, my guy. Damn. The SCV block.
Oh my god, on 1 HP. No!
Ooh,
Get range, dude. No, he does have range. He just wasn't careful.
Yeah,
Oh,
TT1 in the chat saying T needs bunk with this BO, and that's exactly what I was trying to get to earlier. Like, what you do is you make Vulture first, right? Which is good because it forces the Protoss back. If it sees your Vulture, you can even slip it out through the third base, and you get a safe bunker while doing it, while going fac. So definitely a little. It's like close to the truth, but not quite there for Yogzototh. And now,
Oh, this tank is in a dangerous spot.
yeah, this is really far forward.
Just go for the snipe. Yep.
Oh,
Two more shots.
Repair.
That's so worse. You can just run in.
Oh no, bad reaction from Yogzototh here. I mean, he is gonna get this 1 Dragoon, but 3 Dragoons for 1 tank and some economic damage. I think that's worth.
A big problem with Yogg is his refinery. He hasn't put his second and third SCVs.
Oh,
he just did that.
That's why I was idle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean,
It might have just hit him at like a really bad timing where like.
yeah, when everything's happening.
He completely forgot. Yeah.
And in the meantime, Lazersnipe behind this going for very standard stuff. He went for his Nexus, I think, at 28 supply. It looked from the looks of it. He is getting his 3 gateways and his observatory. Ob's on the way just now, and yeah, I was about to say you don't need 4 obs. Like two obs is okay, and he should be feeling pretty good about that. I mean, like he traded evenly. I think like three Dragoons for 1 tank is kind of an even trade. But if it's the first tank, that's a really good pickup for Protoss because that really just delays the Terran push by so much. But he needs to be careful. You don't want to take too much main health because that might.
Tank needs to go back. Yep.
Yeah.
Good awareness. 1 more. Yeah.
Good awareness. And what's gonna be the follow up here from Yogzototh? Starport. I like this. Maybe a little bit late because your gas was delayed by so much. Maybe not the best choice. But in theory, I like this build. Like if his gas wasn't so delayed, I would have definitely thought that this was better. So the 2 Marines did get the 2 Dragoons did get hurt a lot. So, but with the starport, there's no timing now. So I don't know. I feel like I would have been happier with a second factory maybe, or a third. And now he's actually going up to 3 factories behind this, as opposed to a starport. And Lazersnipe going.
The tank's feeling adventurous.
Yeah, he knows that there's 2 really hurt Dragoons out here. He wants that money.
It's a good move as long as he's like really careful.
Yeah. And Lazersnipe going for a 3rd base behind this, but I feel like the observer, like he must have not rallied his robotics because the observer.
It's stuck at 12 o'clock. Now
Yeah,
he's going in.
No, not just that, but I mean I see that he sent one. That's the second observer. The first one I think is outside the Terran natural.
Yeah, you're right.
He never scouted the Terran main, which is so crucial because this drop he would have been able to see this dropship, and I think I don't think he's gonna see it now, if he doesn't look around a bit more.
I feel like this drop is the turning point if you can get some mileage out of it.
Hmm.
Otherwise, not looking good for
But
your boy.
this is also what I was talking about earlier, and actually you mentioned this, that it's a very positional game. I like the fact that Laser left some Dragoons back in his main. Like, he's not
Yeah.
covering the third travel path for Terrans, so he doesn't know if something comes out there. He's leaving some Dragoons here just to be defensive, sending one to the third base in case something comes by that way as well. So just very positional play. You know, he's keeping units everywhere so nothing catches him by surprise. In the meantime, right in time, the dropship is coming in. It's actually going to land in the blind spot. I love placing a pylon right here as Protoss, like on this little lip,
Yeah.
in order to get the what's called the vision of a high ground drop like this, because this could be like super annoying, honestly. And the vultures are going to run in. Save the dropship, please.
Ooh, no mines are laid.
And no, but there's no tight SimCity against Vulture here. One mine being laid down. I don't think it's going to be a problem over there. The Dragoon split, which I like. Oh, never mind. It does get a hit. And actually, I mean, he hasn't killed all that
Not
much
at all.
stuff.
Not enough to I guess stay on
Justify.
even playing field. Yeah.
And yeah, especially considering the fact that he was behind on gas for so long, right? Because he had that one SCV on gas. To go for the starport after that is actually a massive investment. And then to get a dropship, which is another 100 gas, and then to only kill 2 probes and lose 3 vultures, I think that hurts a lot, right?
I would say lasers in a good position to win now. I mean,
On the other hand, though,
saturated 3 base, quick arbiter on the.
yeah, on the other hand, though, Yogzototh is abusing the lack of vision from Laser by laying these mines here. Oh my god, is he gonna trap these? Oh man, he shouldn't have let him know. He should have just let him
This
walk
could
back.
hurt. Yep.
He should have just let him walk back through this minefield, and maybe.
No,
Oh!
it's the beast.
Oh!
No.
Oh!
Good play here.
That was very Boxer versus Anytime-esque. For anyone who doesn't know, that was a Pimpus play from back in the day where he just laid mines on the retreat path for the Dragoons and just got eaten alive for it. Wow, what a play.
It seems like he's going for a push.
This
I
is
wonder
this
the
is
third
super
or
light.
he's not.
It has to be the third, and I really want
He's going for the third.
the mines need to be laid outside the natural now too. And
Yeah, like right now.
and he's sending a zealot out to check for mines. He's not bringing the observer back, which I don't agree with. He needs to have another observer right now. Yeah, he's making it now. He's realizing. Sieging up, not high enough, I think, to target the Nexus, which is a mistake. He needs to be higher up on that ramp.
Dude, but no mines to cover the tank. They're gonna
Yeah.
get obliterated.
And speed is done. Dragoons are coming in. Only 4 zealots though, but yeah, that's actually no. I lied. Yeah, more and more stuff just keeps pouring in. This is enough, but he does
Great
get
job
in.
to retreat probe.
And well,
Retreats right away.
and the Dragoon block on the ramp, is he gonna put it back?
Wow.
Yes, very nice play by Laser here.
He cleaned house.
Yeah. The only problem I'm seeing from Laser right now that's major, like he just spent 1,000 minerals, but he was at 2,000 minerals. I don't know how he managed to spend 2,000 minerals, like 1,000 minerals immediately. Oh, because he triple queued his gateways. So, alright, that's a one way to do it. That's the phasers right there. The
That's
triple
the
queue.
phasers. Hide your weak macro.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm honestly not feeling very convinced about Laser's play though. Like he is in a good position.
Oh my god.
But it's the mines.
This is the mines.
This is where the speed in PvT really becomes a benefit to you, and
Yeah.
and not having it becomes a pain because he's losing so much to this that he's kind of bleeding away as the advantage that he just earned, right? A 30 supply lead in
For
PvT is
lower
not.
APM players, it might be better to either mass obs or go for speed. Because he has no coverage right now.
Yeah, and I mean he can afford to go speed right now because he's not getting an arbiter, but I definitely always suggest getting arbiter first instead of trying.
Mind damage is adding up.
Instead of
Like, where did his army go?
it's gone,
It's gone.
and half of it's bleeding.
Dude, and Yaga is catching up on supply.
Yeah,
Somehow.
I think I saw that Lazersnipe's natural was not mining gas. He's made up for it by putting 4 on gas now. I don't know how long that was going on for, but that might be explaining why he has an arbiter upgraded started, but no arbiter out yet. And the third gas.
In this position, he just has to do 3 things. He has to make obs, he has to make arbiter, and just mass, and that's a free win right there.
Yeah, but Yogzototh now, I mean, he is taking that third base now, uncontested, because again, the lack of observers, the lack of vision
it's
from
the lack of
Lazersnipe.
obs.
Yeah.
And another dropship, but it's getting denied.
Yeah,
Great hold.
that's okay. I mean, keep him scared, right? Keep Lazersnipe in his
Keep him
base
on
while
his
you take your
toes.
third base, right?
Make him allocate unnecessary APM.
Yup. And as we see now, like, the true Lazersnipe is coming out, 88 APM right now, and 132 for Yogzototh. And Lazersnipe, I mean, he's committed, like, he has, like, what, like, 10 units in his main base to hold against drops. He has another 5 in his natural. And then
Mhm.
he has Dragoon in his third, and a bunch of Dragoons on the bottom right protecting the fourth. But my point is, with his army so spread out like this, he is kind of vulnerable to any sort of push. Like, it's going to take him a while to get it all together. And it's also preventing him from having any map control whatsoever. There's no way that he can threaten the Terran third here. And I think that if I was Terran, I could comfortably take this 12 o'clock as well.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Yogzototh spending his money nicely, keeping his supply, like, he's not getting supply blocked. Is
He's
definitely,
definitely bouncing back.
yeah, what he needs is, yeah, I was about to say, he needs more factories, because I don't see enough production from him. He's adding another factory now. He could be on, like, 8 or 9 factories right now if he
For
wanted to
sure. Yeah,
be.
off three base. Yep.
Yeah.
It's around 8 or 9. I do would like to see him place more mines around the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And he
I don't
is,
know if I don't know if he's noticed that Fazer is not taking mines as well as he.
yeah, he's been clearing them with his face, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, mines are so good for map control. It's pretty much free vision.
Yeah,
So
it's like
mine a
this.
lot, guys.
It's second level map hacks, right? Because you know where your opponent's army isn't, and you know which way they're going as the
Yeah, and
path gets cleared.
like worst case situation, they just take damage. Like, what more do you need?
Yep, and we are seeing Laser. I think he's collecting his stuff. He's realizing that most likely no more drops are coming. So he's kind of pulling all of his stuff outside of his natural, maybe getting ready to be a little bit aggressive now that he's maxed. The dropship is actually coming in now. Now that just as he's leaving, but he still has some units in the natural, so maybe not necessarily going to be, what's called it, caught with his pants down here. But the Vulture, there is pylons here now. He's going to see it. There is an unrallied gateway, which works out. And let's see the reaction here. Instant reaction, running back, and I thought he was going to run right back into the dropship and leave, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make it out. Oh, he's going to make it.
Barely makes it out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Oh,
like to play dropping at the natural.
yes.
Good stuff. Target
Unfortunately,
probe.
yeah, unfortunately there's a zealot there. Oh, and speaking of targeting probe, yo, I learned something the other day that you lied to me about way back in the day. So you know that vultures, you can task them to shift different probes on a mineral line. You told me that we can't.
What?
Yeah, so if you have vultures back here and you do like A click on probe, shift A click, shift A click, shift A click, you will kill those probes in that order, supposedly. And someone else confirmed it, saying that when they play Zerg and they have mutas and the enemy doesn't, they just shift A click the what's called the drones in the middle line.
All right, guys. One takeaway from this cast: don't listen to anything I say. I'm just here for filler. All right, got you.
And yeah, so Fazers also taught me how to play melee, and we'll get into that some other time. But in the meantime, 199 to 190 supply. The upgrades are not that great for Terran. 1-0, no 2-0 now. That just upgraded as I was switching between units. 2-0, so it could be better, but Protoss only on one attack, which
Dude,
is
that's
kind of
how fucked up is that though?
what.
You're behind all game, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you're on 3 base 2-0 194. Like, the fuck?
Well, the thing is, like, the maximum you can have is 200. So, and Terran's 200 is stronger than anyone else's 200.
That's what I mean though. Like,
Yeah.
even though you're that behind, like you're now like in a position to bring it back.
Let's see what the
The
engagement
no
is.
mine coverage.
D Matrix, no EMP must be out yet. Oh, stasis. Oh, from the back, the flank. No vultures here to
Yeah,
defend.
this was a poorly positioned.
Yeah, it was spread out in all the wrong way, and it was a
Way
great
too
surround.
spread out. Yeah,
Great surround from Lazersnipe, and I think the vulture count was too low. Also, there was
it was
not
way too low. Yeah.
not enough vultures protecting this. I don't know where his 200 was, and now that I'm seeing like this tank line goes through half the map, all the way back to his natural, now I'm starting to understand. Quick suggestion, guys, like ball up your units like in your natural or right around your natural, and then move them out all together at once. Don't like try to 1A, 2A, 3A click across the map and have them spread into that thin conga line. Definitely not the best way to do it. And now suddenly, I mean, 118 to 159 is by no means Terran dead, but it's losing all those tanks hurts so bad.
Yep.
And at least he's back onto 3 add-on. Well, I mean, he's onto 3 add-on now. At least he does have the additional factories that I was looking for earlier, coming up to a total of 8. I would like to see more, though, and I do want to see him take that 12 o'clock, which I think he's thinking about with this SCV here. Meanwhile, it should be noted, Lazersnipe doing a great job adding the gateways at the other main. Would definitely like to see a couple more. Look, if you look at his money, in his main base, he has 3 plus 6-9, and here he has 15, which is definitely not enough for a late game PvT. You want at least 10 more than that, maybe even 15 more than that.
Absolutely.
But I mean, Lazersnipe is still ahead now. The bank is great. The fact that he's on adding his 6th base now puts him fully ahead. Yogzototh just now taking his 12 o'clock with no defense there, not even a depot wall or a turret. So definitely a risky position, and he's kind of moving out prematurely here. I don't think he has enough to be making moves like this. A slow push, I think, is viable, right? But like I don't know. I'm kind of worried
Doesn't have
about
enough
this.
tank or vulture.
Yeah,
Especially, even if he has only like 5 tank, he needs to mine them up.
and I
The
wonder
coverage just isn't there.
I wonder if he has EMP. Because if he had EMP, he could definitely EMP one of these groups to
Yeah.
drag it into the mines and siege tanks.
That D matrix we saw might have been a case of, oh fuck, I don't have EMP.
Yeah,
Might as well just D matrix the vulture.
so I hope he has it now, because I think that would have been the play earlier. Because when Lazersnipe's like not looking, what you can do is you can run up, EMP the Arbiter and all of the army under it, and then the army wants to kill your vessel, right? So you just retreat with your vessel back to your mines and your siege
Then
tanks, and
draw fire. Yeah.
yeah, and you don't get in a you run under attack thing when you're EMPing somebody, right? And actually, this Arbiter could go down. It's going. Nah, it's gonna be safe now. All right, so we got a question in the chat. How do I rate the base layouts from both players? This is a very solid base layout, I think. Definitely more room for factories. No complaints here. This is at least an A level, A minus. Man, it's not A aesthetic enough, right? It could be prettier, but so that's why it's an A.
Is that the difference between A minus and A? The aesthetics?
Yeah, the aesthetics. Yeah, to get an A plus, you need like perfect A aesthetics. Lazersnipe, a little bit too vertical for my liking, but nice layout overall. Can't complain. And over here, I'm liking it. Also a little bit lacking on A aesthetics. Solid A minus, but no vulture protection, so make that a B plus.
So while we were talking about SimCity,
Yeah,
this
push.
is the push I like to see.
Yes, slow and
A lot
steady.
of mines, healthy tank line behind it. I would like to see some turrets at it. Oh, but a recall at 9 o'clock, that's fat.
Yeah, I was about to talk
No
about the turrets
defense
too, but
inside.
no mines either. This is gonna hurt a lot. But
Yeah.
he is transferring the SCVs out. I would have liked to see him cancel this comsat and lift. And actually, the army coming out from the behind now is gonna try to clean up the rest of the SCVs.
Oh my
And
god, this is a lot of unit.
And there was a lot of SCVs there too, because I think that those came from the main or natural. But wait, the counter push could actually do a lot of damage here as well. He's mining up the back entrance so that the Protoss army can't just go back this way and punish the main. And he could be just pushing up here. He is bringing the tanks forward, maybe moving a little bit slower than he wants to. He still has a lot of tanks stuck in the middle of the map. He could split them up like half and half, or maybe mostly to the right actually.
Yeah. Honestly though, losing 9 o'clock is in Lazersnipe's favor, I feel like.
Hmm.
This is why you build gateways at your other main.
Yeah.
You lose a main, you have 2 more mains.
Yep, and he
No
has
problem at all.
he has that third main now coming up with the extra gateways there as well. So very nice by Lazersnipe here. And he did add those requisite gateways I had before. So now he's actually up to
I also do like the preemptive Stargate at 5 o'clock, knowing that
Yeah.
he may lose his tech.
Yep, I always throw down the Templar Archives, the
Yep.
Cybernetics
Or-
Core, and the what's called the Arbiter Tribunal. Robotics could be useful too, but usually you can just kind of survive off the observers you already have
Exactly.
for a
Yep.
little bit.
Not as pressing.
Yeah, but his money is good right now. His supply is looking decent. He's transferring probes away from the bases that are soon to be affected, because it's common for Terrans to split up their push, as we see Yogzototh doing now. To his credit, you split the tanks off to the third base to try to kill the what's called the base that's there. And look at this, 4 arbiters out for Lazersnipe, and none of them are really doing anything. These are gonna be defensive. Oh wait, this could be a fatty stasis. EMP gets them. Okay, what about the others?
Creatures.
What about there's 3 more here. He can EMP some more. Not with this vessel though. Okay, goes up. And somehow Lazersnipe's bank just disappeared. Was he on low probe count before this?
No, I think he's just massing gate or massing unit.
Yeah, triple queued in the gateways. I see it.
For the win, dude.
Yeah, and he has a lot of army. I would love to see him recall.
Yeah, he's going for a recall at his main. He knows that he has no mine at his factory.
Yeah,
So
the
Arbiter
ops.
at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's getting ready.
I feel like it wouldn't take that long if he practiced this to just re-rally all these gateways at his other
Yeah.
main, because that's really annoying to deal with. But in this case, it's not going to stop him too hard from getting this recall off, and I think this recall will be the clincher here. It's just gonna
He's going for the win, the knockout.
swag money in the chat saying that Snipe bought a victory. There's a basically we know that Lazersnipe just gets paid off by people in CPL with Benjamins, and so we know that he used a Benjamin here to beat Yogzototh. And let's see
Here
the
we
recall.
go, the recall. Let's
Yeah, no
go.
turrets, no mines, and yeah, that's a pretty fat recall. That's something I would not want to see in my Terran base. And the instant pullback with the vultures, but no, never mind. He changed his mind, waiting for the tanks, going up with no vessels, no. There's the scan. It's hard to fight uphill. In the meantime, we have more clearing of mines with face, and I think these factories are going to go down. And I think that there's not much Yogzototh can do about it. 2 vessels down. Ooh, with pull energy. This hurts. And he was actually thinking about taking the center. I like that move, but unfortunately, I think it might be too little too late as the army continues to take down factories. Well, actually, it only took down 1 now that I'm looking at it. And this might actually get cleaned up without doing all that much. I mean, it did kill a lot of army, but, like, I would have liked to see him actually focus on some of these factories because all of them are kind of hurt, but only 2 of them are dead. Or
Yeah.
another annoying thing to do is to run up to the top of the base where there's depots, and it takes even longer for Terran to get there, and splash damage kills depots and armories and
Yep, and
tech.
now he knows that 12 o'clock is undefended. This might be the killer.
Yeah,
Actually, no, this is the killer.
more clearing of mines with face, but it doesn't matter at this point. Lazersnipe back into the riches now. The Benjamins are rolling into his bank account as we speak. 4,500 minerals. A ton of gateways, still has his main. Did lose his 3rd base here, but it's too little too late, as I mentioned before, and great game from both players
Good
here.
game.
Nice one. Definitely a little bit of cleanup for both players, but overall, like, solid understanding of what to do. Just needs to fix it up a little bit, I feel like.
Yep.
Not much else to say about that. Maybe a little bit less clearing of mines with face for Lazersnipe. Maybe for Yogzototh, practice pushing out a little bit more. What I like to do with my students in the past, and which I'll be doing in the future, I get to the game to a point that I have a problem with it. Like, for example, in this case, it might have been 5-fac pushing, right? And then you save it right before you move out, save the game, and then you just keep reloading the game at that point. So you do like 5-5, you do 5-5-fac pushes
Uh-huh.
in like 15 minutes, right?
Oh, wow.
And that way you can really cut down on the amount of time that you need to spend, macroing up to the point where you can 5-fac and then, all that.
Yeah, so it's like scenario animation.
Mm-hmm.
Strong
Exactly.
FD, 2-fac.
Exactly. The next game is up, by the way. And it's going to be Elmaster versus ash.Baal. So it's going to be a PvZ because Elmaster is going to switch to his Protoss to fight the Zerg, being a former Protoss main. And I'm ready to go. I'm excited to see the Elmaster PvZ. I think he said that it's his best matchup.
Oh, wow, that's a unpopular opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, since he plays Zerg, I think it makes sense. And speaking of Elmaster, he's at the top left here as the white Protoss.
And on the bottom right, we have ash.Baal.
Yep, the purple Zerg, and
Purple Zerg.
yeah, he's consistently sending this Overlord in the interesting direction. And now that I've seen some more of his games, no offense to him, but I'm starting to think that this might not be intentional. So real quick, Ball, if you're watching this, you generally want to scout towards the opponent's natural, which on FS is clockwise. The reason for that is you'll see the Nexus coming up earlier, or you might be able to. Let me see if I can view this whole map, right? So against Terran, you obviously don't want to fly like straight into their main like the way you're going now, because the Marines will come out and kill you, right? So what you can do is you can kind of get to this wall here and kind of hug it on the bottom. Let's see if I can remove this real quick. You can kind of hug it along the bottom and see if there's any stuff here. You could probably catch like a Marine or a barracks here. And then you just kind of fly away back, and then you wrap around, and then you go like right here to see stuff coming in and out. When you go scout this way, yes, it it denies your opponent from being able to meta scout you, which is like like send their SCV here to see if your Overlord's there. But it also is pretty risky against Terran, and it's not as favorable against Protoss. So just something to keep in mind.
Don't some Zergs do bridge scouting? With
Yeah,
Overlord?
bridge scouting as well. That's definitely a little bit more of an advanced tactic from what I understand.
And this is for like what, pro timing? Like
Yeah,
to gauge like where he scouted from?
exactly. Yeah, you know that Protoss is usually going to go pylon scout, right? So if he comes early,
Yeah.
then you know that he's an adjacent base to you, and you can usually see
Yep.
which direction he came from. If he goes later, then you know that he's probably diagonal from you, and there you go. Like you don't, and then you can just send the drone or the Zerglings immediately there, depending on what you're going for. But it looks like ash.Baal is going to go for the 12 hatch, and I expect him to go follow up with the 11 pool now. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And ooh, Elmaster blocks it. Nice.
Quick to notice.
Yeah, I think the first time it might have been an accident, but Ball doing the smart thing. This is what I like to see people do, is they just kind of say, yeah, you know what, screw you and that, right? So they just send out a different drone to do that. But Elmaster going to take advantage of this, trying to harass the drone, taking advantage of that APM, 400 APM coming up for him. He saw the expansion, so he's going to go for a Nexus first. Great response by him. And you can actually go for a gateway, I think, and you might even be able to do gas before any cannons are up as well.
Really?
Yes.
And is this because it's cross position or just in general?
No, because it's 12 hatch and the pool got delayed a little bit, and he can just keep track of the pool, I believe.
But even after a 12 hatch and the Zerg stage 3 larva,
Yeah.
he has enough time? Wow.
Yep, so if you notice, he's going to get gateway. Now he should get gas or pylon instead. Pylon's a better choice, actually. He's
Dude,
right.
again with the in-base 3rd hatch.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, this is. Are we going to see the kitchen sink come out again? And now Elmaster also knows that it's only 2 links. So yeah, he does add the gas and the pylon before the cannon. So this is
great move. Yep.
Yes, this is a great read by him. And I want to see what Elmaster's reaction is to this, right? So we saw Lazersnipe see what he saw and be like, I'm just gonna stay in my base for a while, right? I'm gonna just chill. I want to see if
Dude, if he goes Evo chamber again, Coach definitely up to something.
I wanna see Elmaster's reaction to what is gonna happen to him, actually, like really really badly. I want to see that Evo chamber come up soon. Let's see. Follow up Cybernetics Core in the natural. Not sure if that's absolutely necessary considering how early his pylon was in his main, but probably was accurate for him. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, he needed to place that there. Second gas should be starting shortly. I think Cybernetics Core should be at like 70% when you add your second gas. So it should be like now if he's going to go for the +1/+1, but it looks like he's going to skip that for now. He is just going heavy probe production. He sees the layer, so yeah, this is a different build, definitely from
Not
Ball.
the kitchen sink.
What?
Not the kitchen sink.
Maybe it's the kitchen sink, but in a different order, right? Like so, you go layer, then Evo, then Hydroden, then Spire, then +1 Carapace, then you go Lurker Tech. I think that might be the build order this time. I'm sorry. We don't mean like this is all in good fun, ash.Baal. We're not really trying to hate on you. We were all beginners at one point. We all didn't know what the hell we were doing at some point. And for you clearly have like a foundation of skills that we've seen in your ZVT. You just need to polish up on your ZVP a little bit. Elmaster hovering comfortably at 400. Gonna go check the natural gas now, which I would think is a great move. He's gonna see that it's not there. Yep,
Yeah, he sees that he's droning up part 2.
Yeah, so Spire with 1 gas generally means that it's gonna be 3 hatch Spire, 5 hatch Hydra. That's what it's supposed to mean, right? We're gonna see if that's what Ball is gonna opt for. He is gonna throw down the Spire, and I would like to see the hatcheries be coming down shortly afterwards. And in the meantime, Elmaster going for +1. The gas was a little bit late. I'm kind of surprised to see that. Stargate is up, but no Sair out yet. A little bit delayed on that, I think it might have been. Citadel is up quite early. Actually, he got Citadel before Corsair, which is really early. Maybe this is going to be a timing attack. He's adding the second gateway now as well at the same time as the Citadel. Pylon on top of the mineral line. So, pretty comfortable position for Elmaster so far, but Ball is not really struggling right now either. It's just very standard game, but with an off hatchery placement.
This is a much structured game plan. I like it.
Yeah.
Fast fourth.
Yeah, Hydroden, and then we should expect to see another hatchery coming up shortly, most likely either at the natural or the 3rd base. And Elmaster, I mean, despite the fact that he has a late Sair, he's keeping this probe alive against the Speedling, and he's scouting around, confirming where all the bases are, and I think he might find this, which is a good pickup for him. And yep, there it is. He finds out about this, and he's gonna like survey the area for a moment. He's like, "Okay, I found you. No, I'm leaving. Goodbye from this earth." But this link count, yeah, this is a good link count because he knows that there's zealots out, or he should suspect at least. And I think these Zerglings and Hydras would be enough to hold these zealots if he's aware that they're coming. The problem is that he doesn't have a scouting Zergling outside the base of Elmaster, so this might catch him by surprise. And Elmaster adding 2 cannons may be reading Muta after all, despite the fact that he knew that there was no second gas. So I'm a little bit puzzled by that choice. Maybe it's just to ward off the Scourge from sniping his Sair, because his Sair count is late and low. But the Zealots are coming in now. The Zergling's going to see it now. What's the reaction going to be? Hydra on the way, but not all of them. He needs to send everything.
Great reaction, and enough to fend this 5 push. With 2
Uh,
more on the way?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it might be enough. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, Elmaster should probably run, or should probably hold the ramp here. Yes, this is a great...
Ooh, this is a great surround.
Oh,
Actually,
ooh, yeah,
not
time to back...
not
Yeah,
enough in time.
yeah, now it's time to back up. Yeah. He thought for a second, like, okay, this is enough. I can handle this. And then he saw everything else. Like, never mind, I can't handle this. And actually, if he loses these Zealots, this is going to be really bad for him. With this army wrapping around, these Zealots are going to be
Dude,
kind of
it's
trapped.
Speed Hydra just in time to catch them off
Yeah.
guard.
Yeah. This timing that he did was, I feel like it was like very reactionary. He wasn't really anticipating it. Speed's not done yet. It's almost done.
What
Plus,
do you think about the Muta choice by Ball? He has 5 Muta out.
I have no idea how Elmaster read that, I'll be honest with you, because he saw a late second gas, right? Like, no second gas, rather, last time he looked at it. He has, like, he did add the cannons, right? Like, preemptively in both the main and the natural. So I'm really puzzled how he knew, and the switch itself from Ball, I'm not too sure about it. He only has 5 Mutalisks. Maybe this is just to feel him out. And
You say
force
that
cannons.
the sweet spot is 5 Sarah, but
Yeah.
no +1 in sight for
Yeah.
Elmaster.
Now he has 5. Yes. Is he
He's
making
good
more?
for now, but
Yeah.
oh my god,
Just get
fend it
melted.
off real quick.
Yeah, just get melted. And this time, Ball is not getting the Carapace, even though this is the game where it probably would have made sense to do so. He is getting his... This is his 5th hatchery. Yeah, his 5th hatchery now. So yeah, this is 3-hatch Spire, 5-hatch Hydra. Much more coherent play from Ball here than the previous game. So I'm sorry I must have like misjudged him a little bit early, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's just the hatchery placement throwing me off so much. But clearly it's not like absolutely killing him, so I don't know.
Nope, not at all.
Although in theory, like, I feel like if he had that hatchery at the 3rd, like, it would be more immune to that kind of zealot stuff that Elmaster was doing. And these sunks are not in the greatest spot, I think. It's better to have another hatch here or two in SimCity with that. And that's why it makes sense to have this hatchery, which isn't really contributing much in the main, at your 5th base, because you can use that hatchery for SimCity. You would place it like here, and then the Sunkens could go behind it.
Yep.
But actually, this is a hatchery. I thought this was a Sunken, but it's actually a hatchery. So this is gonna be 6-hatch now, 6-hatch Hydra. And Elmaster, he's up to 6 there now. I don't think he has +1 air, but he is. Oh no, that's range. Oh, wait, let me double check if he has +1 attack. I just realized I can just check. No, he doesn't. Okay. And I think Elmaster's gonna see this Hydra count as big. Okay, there's not that many mutas. Like I don't need to overcommit onto Corsair. And Elmaster
Oh, he's going for the 8 gate
yeah.
+1.
Mhm.
Very
Plus
clean
2.
play so far.
It
+2, yeah.
It should be +2, yeah, and I think his +2 is actually really late right now. Definitely want to see him transition into heavier Dragoon count in preparation for this.
Yeah,
It needs to stop.
He's getting the goon range to account for that.
Yeah. Robotics and Observatory already on the way. Very nicely done by him there. Kind of a fail probe trap here on the top. You don't. This is not going to trap the probe. It's just going to walk by between these pylons, I believe. So.
Oh no, he does have a trap probe.
Oh, he does have one. Oh, so this one must have been just building probes. Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, building pylons. I was like, wait, Elmaster, come on, man. You know better than that. But yeah, this zealot count is probably about as much as you're gonna want
And then
against.
the rest on goon, right?
Yeah, rest is gonna be pure goon basically. The gas starvation is gonna hurt. He only has 2 probes on gas again. How did this keep happening to him? He had 3 earlier. I checked. And with this gas, you can actually put 4 on because it's a vertically. It's on the bottom, so it's actually slower mining. So putting 4 actually greatly, well, not greatly, but gives you like what, like 16 maybe extra gas for every 100. So it's definitely
which
worth
matters
it.
at the long run.
Yeah, definitely worth it, in my opinion, and especially when you're going for this like very gas-heavy mid-game with Dragoons, Templar, no +2 on the way still. So definitely some cleanup work for Elmaster Nita for this build.
Yeah, he's definitely got like the macro foundation there.
Mhm.
Just some upgrade timings are off, and
Yeah.
the 3rd gas doesn't help, or the 3rd probe on gas.
Well, let's talk about Ball for a second. He is going to hive like relatively fast with no Evo chambers this time, as opposed to the upgrade madness we saw in the other game. I feel like he's going for a really quick hive, comparatively speaking here. I want to see what he's going to do with this afterwards. 9.
As Zerg, what is the common response to 8 gate? Is it usually lurker? Lurker base play?
Uh, I feel like 8 gate is the response to 6 hatch Hydra. That's kind of what I feel like. It's kind of just there to get map control and take your 3rd and 4th safely. But in this case,
Hmm.
these lurkers are kind of late. Maybe if we have a Zerg in the chat who could answer that question a little bit better. I'm not that great at ZVP, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
because at the moment it seems like Elmaster can just 1A, 2A, 3 his way. Lurkers are really late for sure.
Yeah, they could be done soon though. We see
Oh,
that,
just in time. Let's
yeah.
go. No observer.
And I like the spread that they have already. Yeah, I don't know where
Yeah.
the observer is. There's the observer. It's late, but look
There
at
we
all these
go.
zealots melt.
Yep.
He ran in zealots first, and that's gonna hurt him a lot. Now his army is a little bit exposed. Zealots are still fighting here. Good storms though.
Great storm. Wow. Should be enough to kill both lurkers.
Yeah, but he bled out so many zealots in this, and this was his like timing attack. You know, like Zerg could hypothetically just re-macro really quick
Yeah.
and push this back. And again, it's the same thing we saw earlier. It's just the backbone of the army, just Dragoons and Templar now. The re-rallied Dragoons are still coming in. This should be now Zealots coming in actually, as opposed to Dragoons. But Elmaster looks like he barely clinches it, right? Like Ball
Yep.
has floating a lot of money. Looks like he wasn't macroing consistently. He has 3 larvae in his main hatch. He has a bunch. He has 6 larvae in his 3rd base, so it needs to clean up the macro a little bit. I feel like if he had another round of like 20 Hydra coming out right now, he would have cleaned the rest of this up.
Because he definitely held to some degree, but
Yeah,
the reinforcements weren't there.
yeah. And now it's gonna look really tough for him. And he's making Zerglings actually instead of Hydras, which are upgrade. Are they upgrade behind? No, 1 armor. So and they're against Dragoons, so not much of a difference. But nice storm. I mean, Hivas should be done right now. Does he have crack? No, crack just started. It's only the 70s. The 80s haven't come yet. There's no crack on the streets yet. And Elmaster should be barreling down this base shortly. Like, this should not hold up for long if Elmaster's on top of his stuff and sending stuff in. Although, there's no storms left in this army, right? And +1 armor, +1 attack kind of nullifies it, so Zerglings can trade decently against Zealots. But crack not being done. Oh my god, this Evo chamber, it's so close. Oh, is he gonna leave
Oh
it?
my god.
He leaves it! Are you kidding me? Elmaster, oh!
Oh
No!
my god.
Oh my god! This is... no! Wait, did he get it?
Yes.
Did he get it? Where's the Zergling? I need to find the Zergling now. Where's the Zergling?
He did not get it.
Oh,
No.
no. Oh.
That
Yeah,
was just a nail in the coffin right there.
that was a great game. I had fun with that one. Well, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So, Ball definitely kept the kitchen sink in the kitchen, right? He did not. He did not go for something crazy, and this time it almost worked out for him. I mean, like I feel like he was so close to doing an actual hold. Like his lurkers were a little bit late. If they were on time, I don't see Elmaster busting through that easily.
Yeah, I think the two things were the lurkers were a little late,
Mhm.
and while he barely held that off, the reinforcements were. I feel like if he had the reinforcement hydras, he could have just cleaned up.
Yeah, he had 9 idle larvae when I looked to see what was gonna come.
Yep.
And 9 idle larvae is a little bit too much. It's not just the fact that like yeah, hypothetically you could just remake all those. Like those hydras are gonna come out now, right? But
Yeah.
how long were you on 3 larvae?
I actually think it was more than 9 too, because he had I think he did have idle larva at 3 o'clock, and you gotta be using that. It's the same thing as your production facility.
Mhm.
Holy shit, Zerg is strong. even, even without that reinforcement, like he barely held off.
Yeah, against
They're a
a
lot
really
stronger
committed,
than I thought.
a
Holy
really
crap.
committed 8 gate, like a pretty strong one.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna see Elmaster versus Lazersnipe. So Lazersnipe's torches are gonna be over soon. Game's up, by the way. So Lazersnipe, they both beat the same Zerg. So now let's see if Lazersnipe can take down Elmaster. Oh, you want a dance, boy? All right, all right. Um, all right. So in the top right, we have the brown Zerg, Infarction, aka L Master,
And on the top left, we have the yellow Protoss Lazersnipe.
and I just want to point out something really quick before we get started. Really, L
Mm-hmm.
Master is a big proponent of the bridge scout. That's his favorite scouting method, on FS at least. And so we're gonna see what happens here with like how he reacts to what like I'm kind of getting a word jumble in my mouth, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Like we're gonna see how this plays out. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see what build he opts for as well. Last time he went for the 12 hatch 13 pool. Oh no, that was in ZVT. My bad. So we're gonna see what his ZVP build is like. And Lazersnipe. Last time he did wall correctly on this on this base as opposed to the bottom left. He placed the pylon down here. Then you go forge gateway, and that's exactly what we're gonna be seeing this time. And let's see which way he scouts.
Does
And
not get the first scout.
that's okay, but I want to point something out to Protoss players. I definitely
Mm-hmm.
recommend scouting in the counterclockwise direction on FS,
Why is that?
because Zerg is going to scout clockwise, and if they scout you first, then you want to scout them first too. Like if they know where to send the lings, you want to know that the lings are coming. that's,
Yeah, it
that's
makes sense.
that's basically it. So this was a really odd. Oh, okay. So he went bridge scout. I'm just trying to go through Elmaster's brain right here, right? Went bridge scout, did not see the first probe come in, so he knows that it can't be uh, in the top left, I guess. And now he's gonna scout, go bottom right to see if it's coming from the bottom right. I feel like he could have just stayed here, or maybe no. Actually, I think he just picked one or the other to go to. No, never mind. Okay, he's sending out a drone scout too, being super safe. He did go 12 hatch though, and he's gonna see the probe now. He's gonna see the forge soon as well. I wonder if he's gonna add drones before adding pool now. Um,
Seems like a standard 12 hatch 11 pool.
uh, yeah,
A
11
little
pools.
late though.
Yeah, a little late on the 11 pool, but no big deal. But now he's gonna block the nexus, and this is gonna be great for him. This
Oh
is like
wow.
this is the
This is the
revenge.
reverse, yeah, the reverse Protoss.
Hmm
How does it feel, bitch?
But unfortunately, next eye can just be placed independent. Yeah, like that. Like if that was a drone that if that probe needed to like get in the middle of that
Yeah,
zone and then like they had
different
to
story.
and then it has to face like south at exactly like 238 in the game to make the hatchery without issue.
I
'Cause, you know,
feel like that cannon placement's not ideal.
actually, this is something that I talked a lot about recently with Tim, right? I thought that as well. I thought that, you place the cannon right adjacent to the forge, right?
Yeah,
And that way you can keep your wall alive, right? But this is actually better because for Hydra to actually bust you, they need to come up forward, and this prevents all the Hydra from getting a good surround on the cannons, right? But if the cannon's right up to the wall, he can get a good arc on the cannon. You see what I'm saying?
okay.
The wall itself keeps the Hydras from killing the cannon. It's okay to lose your forge and gateway, but it's not okay to lose all your cannons, right? So,
Makes sense.
yeah, so
That's actually smart. Wow, thank you.
yeah, no, I mean, don't thank me. I didn't know this until like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Shout outs to Tim.
Yeah, shout outs to Tim. And this is why pro gamers do it too. I remember back in the day, we used to joke about pro gamer placement, like when they would just throw gateways everywhere, like it didn't matter, right?
Yeah,
And like they would still have like amazing macro. And I'm wondering, like, maybe there's a lot of reason to what they do, and we just don't know it yet, right? Like
for
because
sure.
I've seen pro gamers place their cannon back here like this, and I'm like, yo, what is this guy doing, right? Like this guy is crazy. But now I
Yeah,
know.
pro gamers are like, yo, you might have A on SimCity Cup, but on IC Cup, I got you with that A+.
That's facts. That's facts. Infarction, aka Elmaster, going for what I believe is his favorite ZVP build, which is the 5 hatch no gas. Um, Popularized by no one on IC Cup many years
Mhm.
ago in 2009 and 2010. It is a build that Zergs have used before. I think it's not used as much anymore, but it's still a really strong build. The concept behind it is that you delay your gas, knowing that Protoss is not really going to be forcing you to make any gas intensive units for a while. And then you get 5 hatcheries really early to get your production up, get your eco running. You can use sunks and spores as static defense in order to hold on until you have army, and you add double gas at the same time, and that way you catch up on the gas, catch up on your tech, and it's kind of just it's a very macro oriented opener. It doesn't have any threat to the Protoss whatsoever in the early game
Yeah,
because
like all
go ahead.
go on. So on paper, like you would think that 5 hatch before gas is not a good idea,
Hmm.
but if you think about it, Protoss is on the defensive.
Yeah. Protoss can't just shit out a bunch of units right now and punish you for not
Pretty
having any
much.
units.
There's a certain timing window that they can do that, but
Yeah, and that
not
timing
now.
window is before you get like it's that timing window is after you'll already start producing units and sunks and spores from your 5 hatches.
Would you say there's a counter to this build from the Protoss side?
Uh,
Would it be like a quick like 3-4 gate +1, or is there no counter?
I don't know.
It's like what do you
I
see
don't
when
know.
you
What
like
do
what
I
do you
do?
do?
I just do the same
Yeah,
shit I always do. That's
8 gate.
no, yeah. I go like +1 into like 7 gate or so, and then try to use. I mean, I think it just boils down to pretty much the same thing in the mid game. It's just a different way of getting there. Like the Zerg is gonna get
Okay.
more Hydra. He's gonna be very Hydra heavy, so you need a lot of gateways in order to contest map control. I guess in theory you could go for like fast archives and get a quick third because they're not gonna have Overlord speed for a long time. In theory, but I don't know how reasonable that is because like I can't imagine you having enough gas for like a significant army count. You would just be trapped on 3 bases, and Zerg would be able to expand in response to your expansion, maybe. So I've
Hmm.
never tried that style against this. I only fast expand like well take my third and fourth fast against what's called against a Zerg that goes for the 4 base turtle style, right? This is definitely a more mid game oriented playstyle, so I think that going for that 7 gate style is more viable. And something that Least pointed out in the chat, which I think is a good point, he Lazersnipe left the Citadel in his natural, which is hiding it from Elmaster. So Elmaster doesn't know if right now, well, he didn't until he saw the Templar archives what build this was. He doesn't know if there's a robotics facility, maybe it's Reavers, you know, like he kind of has some information hidden from him. But one thing that I'm concerned about is like, how is Lazersnipe only on 1 gas through all this, right? Wait, hold on. Actually, this Zealot attack is really early and really fast. This is exactly what you were talking about. Five Zealots with +1
Yep.
and speed at 7 minutes. This is... Are you the PVZ god?
Yeah, we've been talking about the 730. This is how it's done,
This
folks.
is the 7
Watch
minute.
and
Yeah.
learn.
On the
Tier
other,
1, baby.
on the other hand, this did get pushed back. He got pushed back. I don't think it did that much damage.
Yeah, the second gas is late. Is this normal? No,
No, it's
right?
not late. Yeah,
You would
like...
normally want it as soon as possible.
Well, you get it at around like 70% of the cybernetics core, I believe, or at worst like right after the cybernetics core.
Right.
That's only if you're going for Stargate as well, which we know. I just now noticed that Lazersnipe did not. Bad casting. We were talking so much about this 5 hatch Hydra. I didn't notice that there was no Stargate. But ultimately, I don't think that Zealot attack did enough. I think he could have afforded to wait for like until now. Like he would have had the element of surprise, I think.
Oh my god, and dude, look at Elmaster's Hydra count. It's looking scary.
Yeah, it's
With the
climbing.
behind the healthy drone count, and he has more Hydras at his third.
Yeah,
He might go all for it, right?
yeah,
Like, he has enough, and I don't see any storms in sight.
yeah. The Templar
Storms are
Archive.
just halfway.
Yeah, no Templar
No,
Archives. Yeah, because there's no second
not enough
gas.
cannon, not enough cannon. This might be it.
Not enough cannon, not enough gas, and this Templar is right out
Oh
here
my
in the
god.
front, not rallied. Oh, that's a dead Templar. And okay, you see how the cannons are
Holy moly.
working from back there?
Yeah, it's forcing the Hydras to essentially move more in. Not that it
Yeah.
matters right now, but
Yeah.
I see the concept behind it.
Yeah, it's definitely smart. And the Zealots from the third are definitely very late to arrive. The Templar die without casting a storm.
Wow.
And the Hydras, the numbers are just too great.
Dude, that was clean from Elmaster.
Yeah, he's a big fan of this build and he knows how to do it.
Well executed.
No
That's
mistakes
so
here.
scary. Like, you get a healthy economy behind it and it's poop on Mad Hydras. Like, wow. That's crazy.
And look at Elmaster. He's just I guess reveling in his victory, wanting to go and snipe some of these probes and stuff.
I mean, I guess the proper response is like once you see the I guess like the 5 hatch Hydra, you gotta go into the storm and cannon. The cannon's a storm fair.
Hmm. And Lazersnipe in the chat is talking about the second gas timing is later, but it's definitely not as late as what he did.
Because I was gonna say like, dog, like it's 7:30 and you just started your second gas.
Oof.
I don't know if that's how it works.
And one thing that I do know about players who have lower APM, like Lazersnipe and Evil Eye, when they PvZ is such a multitask intensive matchup, right?
Yeah.
That if you have low mechanics, you're definitely going to struggle. You're going to suffer. You're not going to be able to control your sayers. You're going to lose them, right? So what they often opt to do is to go for like that really old school style of like either Zealot timings or Zealot Archon timings. And Archons obviously beat Mutalisks, right? So you feel like you're kind of safe. You use cannons in your mineral line and stuff. So there are workarounds that you could experiment with if you're not very comfortable with your Sayer control, for example. Um, but we're actually going into the last game now. It's going to be Elmaster versus Yogzototh. It's going to be ZVT. Elmaster's ZVT was a little shaky last time. Definitely some elements of being good, but not as solid as a ZVP so far, I
Yeah,
think.
I was really impressed with that DVP. It was just clean and just mechanically sound.
That's the nature of the matchups, I guess. You know, like it's harder in ZVT to an extent. It's easier in ZVP to an extent. I mean, especially when there's just so little pressure from Protoss in the early
Yeah.
game. All right, and we have CobaltBlu spawning as the White Terran at the top right again. By the way,
And on the bottom right, we have the Purple Zerg Infarction, aka Almas.
wait, I'm starting to. Is this deja vu? Like, I feel like.
We might have.
Oh no, I
I
think
think we
it might.
watched this.
I.
Yeah, no, we did watch this.
Sh- sh- I really don't think that's likely. Maybe this is the same replay twice. I think it might be the same replay twice.
We definitely watched
All right, all
this.
right.
Same
Let me
position.
let me cheat real
If he
quick.
goes 13 pool, then that's a wrap.
Well, I mean, he always goes 13 pool though.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, and it's 13 pool and the depot play. Yeah, we already watched this. All right. Sorry for the false advertising. The replay folder had 7 files. Um, and I was wondering like how that works out because like with 10 with five sorry excuse me with 5 people in a group you would have 10 games, right? Because the first person plays 4 people, the second person
Yep.
plays 3 people, so 4
Period.
plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? But there, so I looked at there and I see 7 replays and I'm thinking to myself like what kind of how does that make sense? Because if you have 4 people in a group then you should have 6 games. So why is there 7? Right? So I should have known, but either way, that is the end of week 1 of CPL 4's preseason, group 32. Today I was joined, by the way, by Fazers, just to remind you guys. Uh, and what else? If you are interested in CPL or Elmaster's Discord, Elmaster as in the player you just saw, and you're not already there, you can look to your left. You should see I have panels over there that says like community and contact. And on the bottom there, you'll see Discord links for the CPL Discord and for the Elmasters Beginner Discord and some other ones there that you might want to check out if you want to get more involved in Brood War. And I think that about does it. Uh,
Thank you for having me.
yeah,
It
thank
was
you
a
for
pleasure
coming.
to cast.
Shoutouts to anybody?
Shout outs to LKM, shout outs to Zan, shout outs to Broodwar, dude. Great fucking game. Glad you guys are still in it.
Yeah, shoutouts to
Always keep
Jessen
improving.
for showing up. Jessen, Felix, Shugo, all the homies.
Hit me up on the next Felix cast. I got you, my boy.
All right, we'll do. Um, yeah. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna see if there's anyone I should host. I'm gonna put on some music. Say goodbye to Jealous.
See
Uh,
you around, guys. I'll be around for more casts for sure.
take care,
Good
brother.
night.